subscribe.
Johnson, where's Alex? Boy, I watched you on last night on television. You were so good. You know, Alex was in prison for doing.
Just want to say, we are in the presence of the greatest president of all time. He is the greatest president in our lifetime.
Subscribe to my guy for 4 years. Tell him Big Bad sent you.
I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas. An advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father. I have black sons. Hey man, that's what I do.
Is there any red light to the camera?
Ask us why black men would vote for Trump. Ask yourself why the Democrat Party has become so out of touch with the very people who have been your most loyal supporters for decades. If Trump, with all his baggage, is looking like a viable alternative, that's a sign that you're seriously failed us. And here's the thing, I want you to understand something.
I also want to say that
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
You stupid.
President Obama's recent suggestion that black men may be hesitant to vote for you because you're a woman?
Let me first say that I'm very proud to have the support of former President Barack Obama.
Ooh, baby, you're a special kind of stupid, aren't you?
Why do you support Trump over Kamala?
I speak more for the bigot to show you who he is than the girl who a bigot and don't want nobody to know. That's why it's on TV. Tell, lie, vision.
Baby, I don't smoke blunts. Don't assume, don't make an ass out yourself, cause dollars is panded to me. Please stand up, respect what I need, and weed ain't one. Keep us high and string us up. Hangman, money raining on immigrants doing the running man. Vote like black women, she twerking ass. All gender bathrooms, perverted ass. Black men, we built this, check the books. Yeah, believe it or not, your looks. Intellectual far from uneducated. FBA, what you say, I'm regulated. When black men make it, get agitated. White ice is colder, niggas elevated. Revolution is evolution, emancipated. Hate the woman who made you hella hated. Why you uplift everybody who ain't related? Politics, you find out who really playing. Vote black, but get nothing. Sit on the couch and still nothing. Vote the same each time that we getting hustled. A nigga change his mind, nigga screaming you. It bees that. So tell your mama and tell Kamala to tell Michelle Obama.
President Barack Obama. The congregation of black men does not need your advice or your guidance on who to vote for.
Number one, Kamala did not grow up like that. She grew up in upper middle class. Really, that don't matter. I'm voting on policies, and her policies suck. So Obama, keep your mouth shut.
Think about it.
Think about it.
I spree now off the plantation. Independent, no commitment to the clan.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas.
Shame on me. Never fool me again, my votes ain't free.
Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
This for my family, yeah. Abortions. Black men I salute, yeah, they can't afford us. Why you think they play us all like we ain't important? Our women taking flights, you know they can't ignore us. Divide and conquer. Me and my mama, Trump or Kamala. Where them black dollars? You voting white? What Kamala did it? Her husband white? Her step kiddies?
She wins would be to let her husband Doug anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away. That's a nasty one.
Her white granny, her black nanny. Michael Jackson will be proud of his sister Janet.
The rumor that Janet Jackson is mad at you because you prosecuted her brother, the late great Michael Jackson. That's on the internet. Clear that up for people.
That's just not true.
I know.
Bear with me for a second. Let me put y'all on game.
The child will be able to recall and recollect with some detail the incident, and that is persuasive to a jury, even if it is the only testimony that is available.
Gotcha,
She got his back. That's for life with it. You support, turn around, they stick a knife in it.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you very much.
We not the same. Just see you on the bus. 400 years and change, your family broken up, broken us. You not from the dust, still don't get it when we spit it. You are not like us. I don't need your help. I can think all for myself. And keep out our biz. I can think all for myself. I don't need your help. I can think all for myself. And keep out our biz. I can think all for myself. I don't need your help. I can think all for myself. You can keep out our biz. I can think all for myself.
When you look at President Barack Obama's political behavior in the White House towards African Americans, I cannot in good conscience want any African American boy to emulate the neglect that the president has shown for African Americans.
So let me get this straight. If I vote for a party that can't define what a woman is, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that wants boys in my daughter's sports and restrooms, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that thinks they can pander to me using kente cloths and hot sauce, I'm no longer crazy. If I vote for a party that has done nothing but destroy my community for the last 60 years and open the borders in order to replace my vote and destroy my community further, I'm no longer crazy.
Man, if you don't get your ass up out of here, yo, light the White House color ass.
So Barack Hussein Obama, kiss our ass.
All them signs that say black voters, that was very offensive. That was very racist. And I'm gonna say that. That was very racist. If it was Donald Trump and he had signs up that said black voters, literally CNN would be spinning that all damn day calling him a racist.
Respectfully, President Obama, what you said is not acceptable.
Is it possible that the only reason some black folks may not be inclined to vote, or they may be a bit disenchanted, or dare I say may even be willing to go as far as voting for Trump, is it possible that it's policy as opposed to misogyny?
I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the historic in California. But I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Dennis Squeller, man. Shout out to all of my members, man. I think I need like 5 more members and we'll be at 200. So I want to give a big shout out to Jeanette. Thank you so much, Jeanette. Who else we got up in here? Mr. 43TX, good looking out. Also, big up to the Wrench Mob. We always give love to the Wrench Mob. Jamal Smith, Mark the Freelancer. Red Sigma, shout out to you. Who else we got up in here, man? All my people, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look, this is going to be hot and fast. You know, like when you used to mess around in high school, it's going to be hot and fast. We ain't going to be here all night. Okay, we got to get on up out of here and get about our business. But what I wanted to do is just highlight a few things that I thought was important. Let me just start off with this. This is Donald Trump today. You guys hit the #1 button. Make sure you let me know you can hear this. Somebody talk hot boy Donald Trump. Man, Trump is the hottest rapper in America right now. You hear me? He is the hottest rapper in America as far as I'm concerned. And the reason I say that is because he is getting all of the publicity. He is getting all the attention, all the publicity. I've never seen a president like this who just consumes the airways. I mean, it's like even his enemies, they can't help but talk about him. And all that's doing is just making us pay closer attention to what he's doing. And, you know, the more we see, the less we don't like it. Check this out.
Say to you, I look at this turnout, I look at the love in the room. There's just love in the room. And I remember the first time I did this.
So what? And I'm gonna let it play.
My first administration, one of my first meetings. There wasn't this large a crowd, Tiger. We had about 5 people in the front. We had maybe 5 5 black people right in the front, right about there. I said, is anybody else coming? Is this it? Are we open? I don't even think Tim Scott, I know Turner wasn't there. I don't think Tim Scott was there either. I'm not sure. But that's all changed. And we got the highest vote. And one of the big reasons I'm president today is because of the black vote. And
What? I'm sorry. Say that again. One of the who, the what? See, I need you to understand who you're dealing with. Trump is transactional. And what did he just say? One of the biggest reasons I'm able to not go to jail, to save my family, and do all the things I need to do to make sure the my enemies don't come after me again is what?
One of the big reasons I'm president today is because of the black vote. And I just...
Oh, and you want to what, sir?
And I always appreciate it. So this is...
Yes, you understand what I'm saying? So this is Donald Trump today. He basically was at a function. And mind you, remember they were trying to scare us into believing they were going to cancel Black History Month, right? And so all of that went up in smoke. This man just sat in the Oval Office. I'm sorry, in the White House, and he said we are going to erect a Black History Garden. Okay, a Black History Garden. Okay, and the Black History Garden is going to contain statues of people like Kobe Bryant, Muhammad Ali, Harriet Tubman, W.B. Du Bois, to name a few, along with Martin Luther King and so many other greats. But the bottom line is he's saying, thank you, Black community, for what you did for me. You understand me? Listen to that.
It's a very special time. It's Black History Month. We love you all. We're going to work with you. We're going to make America greater than ever before. We're going to do it together. And I want to thank you all for being here. It's an incredible honor. And to my great golfing friends, I want to thank them in particular because they really are. They make a lot of money. They don't have to be up here with me. Tiger doesn't have to be here. Adam doesn't have to. They don't need this. But they love you and they love our country. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Again, when I say Black people are not mad at Donald Trump, even the ones that didn't vote for Donald Trump, we are not necessarily angry with Donald Trump at all. You understand me? Now, I want you to hear. This is Alice Johnson.
Boy, are you incredible.
This is the story of Alice Johnson. She's a Black woman who was incarcerated way back in the 90s, man. They gave her a lifetime charge. Not for selling dope, but basically being on a phone call with somebody who was doing some transactions. And Donald Trump pardoned her in his first term. And now he has made this Black woman the czar of pardon. Shout out to Curly Girl. Thank you so much, baby girl. You the first one to hit me with that super chat. That's what's happening. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Good looking out. But this Black woman who was incarcerated for over 22 years. For a charge that probably wouldn't even been brought right now, was pardoned by Donald Trump, and he has made this Black woman the czar over pardons. So she is literally the person who's going to write the ticket to get a lot of people free. A Black woman, right? Now keep this in mind.
Last night on television, you were so good. You know, Alice was in prison for doing something that today probably wouldn't even be prosecuted. Mm-hmm. She spent 22 years in prison, 22 years. She had another 22 years left. Can you believe it?
Because of the Joe Biden crime bill, and he called it the Biden bill. Because of that bill, because of the same 1995 crime bill that Bill Clinton, your first Black president, signed into office, that Black woman spent almost a quarter of a century in prison. And your so-called racist president, Donald Trump, was the one that freed her. I want you all to think about that. Okay, just keep that in mind. And Black women who are listening, I want you to specifically listen to this rhetoric, because this message, they're trying to get y'all turned up. Because if you step in, and Black men will be inclined to step in, but as long as the sisters are resting, brothers are going to sit this one out. Somebody type Black women resting in the chat room.
And I pardoned her, and it was one of the best pardons. Mm-hmm. One of the best pardons. You know what she was on? She happened to be on the wrong telephone line. Is that true? She was on a telephone call. And I'm not saying it was perfect, but it wasn't worth 40 or 50 years, Alice. And
40 years.
You've been an inspiration to people. And we're going to be listening to your recommendation on pardons. You're going to go over, and she's going to be my pardon czar. Okay? And you're going to find people just like you that should not have happened. It should not have happened. So you're going to look and you're going to make recommendations, and I'll follow those recommendations, okay, for pardons, all right?
You are going to make recommendations, and this black woman, right? Remember, this man, he hates black people, right? According to all the Democrats, he hates black people. Now, I remember like back in the 80s, I was young, and I remember this same Donald Trump receiving the NAACP Image Award. I remember all these black politicians saying, man, we love Donald Trump. He supports us. I remember all the rappers making rap songs about him. I remember this. But all of a sudden, now, because the Democrats say, hey, he's in opposition and we want to maintain power, let's just go ahead and paint him as a racist. I mean, I'm just saying, whoever you voted for, cool. Whatever you did at that point, I'm talking about right now on January 21st, 2025, black people are not mad at what they see Donald Trump doing right now. At least black people with sense. Now, let's continue. I want you to continue. Now, we're going to keep it going.
I just want to say we are in the presence of the greatest president of all time. He is the greatest president in our.
Now, I'm going to say this. In my book that I wrote when Donald Trump was first elected, when you guys read the section marked King's Eye View, and I wrote it back in 2018, I think it was 2016 when it was published, I basically said that Donald Trump, this is almost 10 years ago, Donald Trump has the capacity to be one of the greatest presidents of all time, even more so than Barack Obama, greater than him, because he has conquered his adversaries. You understand what I'm saying? He has conquered his enemies. See, the problem with people like Barack Obama, we always make excuses. Well, the Congress was racist, so he couldn't do what he wanted to do. We didn't make excuses for Lincoln and saying, well, the South was racist, so we couldn't win that war. The South was racist, so he couldn't beat his adversary. No, we didn't say that. They vanquished those people. That's what makes them great. When you vanquish your greatest adversary, same thing George Washington did. Shout out to Alicia Ashby Johnson. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And so if you just cower out, if you just turned out to be a cowardly politician, then you're not going to reach greatness. This man right here is literally attempting to reshape how the American politics have been going for the past 60 years. So in that regard, he is transformative. So I'm not going to say he's the greatest president who's ever existed. I will say he made a heck of a political comeback. But I also will say he has the potential to be up there with the greats, whether you like it or not. Nevertheless, as far as what black people are concerned, and it's not just me saying it, I'm going to let the brothers and the sisters speak for themselves. But go ahead and keep listening. What have you heard that upsets you so far?
Lifetime. And I'll tell you right now, the Democratic Party should be worried because they took us for granted. Mm-hmm. No longer. We vote in our best interest. We want the same.
Isn't that what I tell you? Vote your interests. Don't vote for party. Vote your interest, whatever it is. Whether it's a Democrat you're voting for, a Republican, whether it's an independent, whether you're sitting on the couch, I'm telling you to vote your interest. I'm not one of these pundits. I'm not any of these folk. Matter of fact, I am still a registered Democrat, but I tell you all to vote your interest, black folk. And what I know is that when we begin to vote for our interests, things will get better for us because people will say, well, they're not just going to be party loyal. But bottom line, that's not what I'm talking. I'm not really talking about politics. I'm talking about folks trying to gas us up to get mad so we can run out there and be cannon fodder and be their first line of defense. We are politically sophisticated people at this point. We have grown, we have matured, we have elevated ourselves as foundational black Americans. Hand clap to all the brothers and sisters out there making money, doing big things. We are not going to be out there burning flags with people. We're not going to burn flags. We're not going to fight ICE for you. Okay, you fight your own battles, but go ahead. Let's
same thing that every American wants. Mm-hmm. Good job. We want a secure border. We want to pay lower taxes, and Mr. President Donald Trump is doing that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. Right. So let's hear some of the stuff that they don't like. All right. Now, shout out to all my people in New York.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. We're gonna take the car out of here right now, but we're not gonna. Let's see. Is there any red light up there? Is there any red light to the camera? Hey! Way to go, Donald! Just shut off the cameras. Up yours, Kathy Hochul. Up yours.
Shout out to all my people in NYC. So basically, if you guys, everybody's ever been to New York, I think there's like 2 bridges. There's a George Washington Bridge, and then there's one bridge that goes from the Bronx, and then there's one bridge. I don't know. Y'all, it's all weird up there, man. I just get a cab. But the bottom line is they were trying to charge people $9 on a toll every day when they have to commute. So not only do you have to pay that high rent in New York, now you also got to pay for these tolls when you go over there, because guess what they're trying to do? They're trying to make sure they keep they wanted to keep the congestion low. It's New York City, fool. That's what New York City is about. We all understand that New York City is going to be congested. That's why people move there. How you going to stop? That's not a normal city. It's a super city. But the fact that you would charge everyday hardworking people even more money just to drive their cars across the bridge because you want them to ride the train. Who wants to ride the subway? I know. Okay, I've been to New York at least a dozen times, and I rode the subway once just for like a thrill. Like, ooh, but that's not something I want to do, period. But these people were trying to, the governor of New York was trying to force people to pay a $9 toll every doggone time they drove over the bridge. And Trump said, no, executive order, not going to happen. How many of you all want to pay more taxes? I'm just asking. How many of you all want to pay higher tolls? You already pay for the doggone roads, and now you got to pay a toll to use them. And this is what the Democrats want to do. I mean, they got to be the craziest people that I've ever heard of. At least this group of Democrats, they have absolutely no common sense. You're making people pay $9 to drive across excuse my language, the doggone bridge that they have already paid for with their tax dollars, and you want to stop Donald Trump you're angry with him because he stopped it. That's crazy. New Yorkers aren't mad at that. I know enough New Yorkers to know the rent is high. The last thing they want to do is pay more money. And if they have got to the point where they have their own car and they can go ahead and drive over there, why would you charge these people more money? That's just preventative. Now look at some of the other things that old Trump is doing. Listen to this guy.
For 4 years, failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent.
Yeah.
And was not running the country. It is also.
So now they got all the paperwork. Okay. Now they have all the notes, the FBI notes, the Secret Service notes. They in there fine. Look, you knew this man was incompetent and you fired. This is what's going on right now. Nobody ever expected this dirt would be, this was supposed to be sealed up. Kamala Harris is supposed to win. She's supposed to be in power for another 8 years. And all of this would have been long and forgotten. Old nodding Joe Biden would have been on the glory by now, right? And the American public would have said, oh, well, it's too late. We knew it. But now it's all come to head. This Joe Biden was insane.
People in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country.
Right.
It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So
now they have a real problem with Doge, D-O-G-E. D-O-G-E is in them, okay? It is hunting down like a bloodhound. Hunting down where the money went. Somebody tell where the money at. That's what's going on. And this has got them shook. You understand me? Shook like a leaf in the wintertime.
I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed, members of Congress are elected at the district or state level, just one man. And the Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause, and it says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy.
So what he basically is saying is them telling you that Elon Musk is an unelected official is a red herring. Everybody's unelected, okay? Unless it's a president or a congressman, everybody else is appointed. The president has the right to appoint whoever the heck he wants to appoint. And that's what he's doing. And so they got you all out there. Oh my God, what's going on? Unelected. Everybody up there, all those cabinet members, they're all unelected. They just don't like the man. They don't like the fact that this man who can't be touched because he's too rich, okay? He's not doing anything illegal. He can't be bought off. They don't have enough money to buy him off. They don't have any dirt on him. As far as I'm concerned, I'm happy he is over there trying to figure out who's been stealing our money. Okay, they don't like that because they've been stealing our money, and I'm gonna talk to it in a minute.
Of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. So Americans vote for radical FBI reform, and FBI agents say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote for radical reform on our energy policies, but EPA bureaucrats say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote to end DEI, racist DEI policies, and lawyers of the Department of Justice say they don't want to change. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people.
Yeah. So basically, it's like you buy a company, you got a new company, you become the boss, and you got people there that won't do what you say. Well, we used to do it this way. And you like, okay, well, I'm the new boss, I'm the CEO. You're not going to do what I say do? No, we're not. Okay, well, you're fired. You can't fire me. I just did. So this is what you got going on. These people have had these jobs so long, they think they're more important than the president. I'm not mad at him for firing these people who've been stealing our money. I'm not mad at him for firing the people who know the people have been stealing our money and didn't do anything about it. Here's another thing. Check this out. This is Vice President J.D. Vance. Listen to what he has to say.
My message to young men is don't allow this broken culture to send you a message that you're a bad person because you're a man, because you like to tell a joke, because you like to have a beer with your friends, or because you're competitive.
They call that toxic masculinity for about a decade. You literally vilify young boys just for being boys and men for being men. And now women complain we can't find real men because they like we get punished for that. But keep listening.
Our message, the cultural message, and I think the president's and mine is the exact opposite, but our cultural message is, I think that it wants to turn everybody, whether male or female, into androgynous idiots who think the same, talk the same, and act the same. We actually think God made male and female for a purpose, and we want you guys to thrive as young men and as young women, and we're going to help with our public policy to make it possible to do that.
Now, all the black folk with common sense, how many of you all are mad at that? All the black people with common sense, because that's the way I was raised in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I thought that was pretty darn normal. But how many of you all are mad at that? That we're gonna let little boys and men be men. We find that to be the thing to do. Who's mad at that? What black person with common sense is mad at that? And I mean, it is just amazing to me that, we can be just lied to in our face like that. Here's another thing. Look at this. And look, whatever you think, it's so sad. It's so sad. This is ICE taking somebody's daddy and taking them away. It is crime. We sad for you, little baby. But you can go with your daddy. Y'all can go with your daddy too. You don't have to break up the family. And see, what you need to understand is black people are not mad at this either, especially considering them same people grow up in the culture that's anti-black. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying. This is where we at. And they are doing their best to try to get black folk to be angry. And black folk are like, nah, we ain't really mad at Donald Trump. We are not really angry with him like y'all want us to be. Now, here's the cold thing about it. Guess who's throwing up? And I want all the sisters, I want you to come to the front of the room. I want you ladies to come on up here to the front of the room. I want you to hear something. I want you to hear something right quick. This is who is speaking on your behalf right here. Listen now.
Musk, where are you? Bring your over here so you can see who's here. This is like a bank robber.
It's a bank robber. I need you. Somebody type, what is your net worth in the chat room?
Trying to fire the cops and turn off the alarms just before he strolls into the lobby.
That's what this is.
We are here to fight back. We're going to shut down Elon Musk's illegal operation. So we will see you.
Somebody type bald-headed in the chat room. Somebody type bald-headed. Now, what'd you say, baby girl? What'd you say? Huh? Go ahead, say it.
In Congress, in the courts, and in the streets.
What's your net worth? That's what we want to know. We want to know what your net worth is. How much money do you make every year? And how much money do you have in total?
That all of this chaos and confusion is about finding waste, fraud, and abuse.
Black women.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to stutter. We're not claiming anything. This has been exposed.
Elon Musk isn't.
I just want you to keep in mind, look at the people, the color of the people, and the sex of the people that they have out front. Not just Letitia James, not just Fonnie Willis, but look at the people who they are using as attack dogs. Black women, I want you to understand that you are vulnerable. And the reason you are vulnerable is because they have lied to you and told you you don't need a man. And because of that, you don't necessarily respect the opinions of your men. And so they can now manipulate you and say, yeah, you go ahead and go, girl. Go on out there and go, girl. Because you don't have a man to say, nah, baby, sit down. No, this is not our fight. Let them, no, because what's going to happen is you are going to be the one that they throw under the bus. But let's go ahead and keep listening.
Waste.
Oh, yes, he is.
She's making these women out to be fools. You understand? The Democrat Party is using black women and making them out to be the face of everything corrupt in America. That's what they're doing right now with these politicians.
Spending he doesn't personally agree with.
No, he's blocking spending we don't personally agree with.
Elon Musk isn't finding fraud.
Oh, so Chelsea Clinton made that $85 million?
Right.
He is recklessly assessing sensitive payment systems.
Oh, you nailed it, sister. These are sensitive.
Yeah.
This has hit a lot of funny bones and no one's laughing.
Nope.
And our personal data.
By our, I think maybe you mean your. My personal data is not in there because I'm not involved with it. But I guess if you had money funneled to you, then sure, your personal information.
Somebody type kickback in the chat room. Kickback. There's a lot of kickbacks going on.
Is involved.
Elon Musk isn't finding abuse.
Yes, he is.
I mean, we were paying millions of dollars for other countries to chop off kids' genitals. That feels pretty abusive to me.
Yeah.
He's blatantly breaking laws with no transparency or
What law?
accountability.
What law did he break?
He's actually breaking no laws with full transparency, and I'm not sure why he would need accountability.
This really isn't about waste, fraud, and abuse.
Really? That's fun. What's it about then?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Me too.
Because when we tried to subpoena Musk this week, Republicans on the Oversight Committee blocked it.
You bet they did.
Because you're wasting time. That's
And
why.
it's because they're not going to waste any of his time. Your hysteria and meltdown speak for themselves.
Now, why don't they want us to hear about all the great things he's doing?
It's on the internet. He put a website up with everything he's doing.
You are hearing about all the great things he's doing, and that's why there's so much chaos.
They trying to slow it down. You understand me? What's going on? They are not going to check this out.
The people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't
know what all they have on us. That's a Freudian slip. We don't know what all they have on us. See, this is a politician. This is a career politician, and I don't care what color she is or what color he is. These people are worried about their own booties at this point. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about their own wealth, their own reputation, and their own freedom.
know what all they have on us.
And that is what makes them truly afraid. That is why that's why they're out there, tough. You understand?
A meme today, and it said, if Elon Musk was really serious about cutting out waste, then why wouldn't he go get a bunch of accountants? Instead, he went and got computer programmers. That tells you what this is. It's a nefarious thing that they're up to, and we know that we are probably going to have difficulty with them complying with the law. But right now, we know that in the House, they're going to have 217 to 215. What that means for everybody sitting at home is that they literally cannot lose one vote. So go be great. Go be great.
All right, so basically what she says is if they really wanted to know where the money went, then they need to get some accounts. No, accountants don't have the programming knowledge to be able to figure out how y'all slipped and slided that money around. Though they are doing forensic searches of those computers and all the transactions. That's what they're doing. They are deep into the programs, into the embedded programs. They're deep down, way down in the jungle deep. Well, a signified monkey stepped on a lion's feet. Up jumped the monkey from the Kokomo Road and said, which one of you politicians is about to go to the big house? That's what it said. That's what's going on. Yeah, we want to know where the money went. Jasmine, Miss Crockett. We want to know how you got that lakefront house down in Galveston for $2 million. We want to know that. And you only had your little job at Congress since 2018. Where'd you get that from? Worth $10 million. That's what we want to know. We want to know where you and that girl from East Africa named Ilhan Omar. This woman has been an elected official since 2018. She has received NBA numbers. She is worth $83 million. How did you make $83 million since 2018, Ilhan Omar? What kind of kickback scheme did you got? We need to send it to my country and they send it right back to you. I'm just asking. That's why y'all shook. I know that you can hide the money from them accountants with some accounting tricks. You can't hide it from them little boys from doing them with the computers. That's the problem. We know what the problem is. We see it. We see it all. We see why you're mad out there knocking on people's door. Look at this one right here.
Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at it. What's your name? Tell us your name. Give me that ID again.
She out there knocking at the AID. That's my money. That's like an old lady waiting at the bank trying to get in. Open that door up. It's 5:05. I got here at 4:59. Y'all could have let me in. Look, where's your manager at? Or some at an old folk home on Jello night. Where me my Jello? Where's the nurse? Give me my Jello.
The ID, I showed it to you.
So what?
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again? Huh?
No.
No? Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again.
You won't give me a second cup of Jello. That's what, looks mighty suspicious. I'm just saying this looks like suspicious behavior to me. Okay? It looks to me like somebody is a little agitated and somebody has something to hide. That's what it looks like to me. Okay?
The business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know what $5,000
I want y'all to hear. Somebody type $5,000. Somebody type $5,000 in the chat room. Listen to what this little lady said.
We are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Jasmine, baby girl, I have a really serious question.
She don't know what $5,000 will do. Girl, boy, let me tell you something. Well, send me your $5,000. If you don't, did you hear what she fixed her lips to tell us? Did you hear me? What kind of silver spoon was she born? Girl, you from South Dallas. You know $5,000. You can't think of nothing that nobody in your family, your neighborhood could do with $5,000.
We are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Honestly, I don't know.
Let's break that down. We are not in the business of giving out money. We, I guess when she says we, she's referring to the American public. Let's think about it. Let's remember all the money that we
do any of you
let's think about all the money that
y'all didn't okay this. Do y'all want to hear what the hell they've been spending money on? I'm quite sure that y'all have heard samples. Well, here, let me give you a couple of more bites. 7 million.
Okay. So let's hear Jasmine again. Tell us what we are not in the business
of giving out money. We are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Let me hear one more time.
We are not in the business of giving out money.
Okay, so now
hear what the hell they've been spending money on. I'm quite sure that y'all have heard samples. Well, here, let me give you a couple of more bites. $7 million on various projects studying magic.
But she said we not in the business of giving out money. And
we
apparently
are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly,
but we gave $7 million
to use kittens in a study to analyze motion sickness.
So we gave $7 million to study magic and $5 million to see if kittens get motion sickness. But we not in the business of giving out money. Maybe I didn't hear that right. Say it again.
In the business of giving out. We are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly,
I don't. Okay.
We are not.
I think we are, Jasmine. I think we are.
$9 million. Studying smart toilets that recognize the user's anal print.
Did you say aspirin?
$2.3 million to inject dogs with cocaine. $118,000 to study if a metal replica robot, Thanos, by the way, it's for Marvel Comics. Thanos. I know everybody knows who Thanos is. Could really snap his fingers. Could really snap his damn fingers. The glove on. The Infinity Glove with the Infinity Stones. $75,000 in grants on a Harvard study on lizards blowing off trees with a damn leaf blower. With a leaf blower. That little squirrel couldn't even live his best life last year. Y'all had to take that little squirrel out. But y'all want to blow lizards off trees with leaf blowers.
We could have did that free in the front yard. Go ahead.
Y'all from Harvard. $611,000 to evaluate microaggression among Latinx individuals with obesity. $87,000.
In other words, we gonna make fat Mexicans hungry and see how mad they get and what they do.
1,944 on the role of the estrous cycle and nucleus accumbens signaling on incubation of oxycodone cravings in female rats.
Rat period. Like a menstrual cycle for a rat, we're going to test that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see what's chemicals in the period blood for rats. That's what that was about. We spent money on that.
I'm just reading it how it sounds. Not to mention in 2023, we spent $150.7 billion on the people who are currently protesting and burning our flags right now. So, At this point, if you don't like America, you could really
leave. Now, I want to go back to what Jasmine Crockett, our representative, said. What'd you say? Now you say we're not in the business of.
We are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know.
It seems as though we are, Miss Jasmine Crockett. It seems as though we've been giving out not just $5,000. Somebody type $5,000 in the chat room. We've been giving out hundreds of millions of dollars for crazy stuff that's weird. That's what it looks like we've been doing. And now you're saying that we don't know what to do with what?
What $5,000 will do for you.
Honestly,
I know what $5,000 will do for me. Are you kidding me? Oh man, I'm about to put me some more fruit trees in my backyard. They about $100-something a piece. I can get my fence fixed out here. You know what I mean? A little spare change. Hell, that's a lot I can do with it. I can put something down on this tuition for this boy's college. Hell, I can buy some new tires for my car. It's plenty I can do with $5,000. I don't know what she's talking about. Shout out to Quantum Solace. She said y'all don't know what to do with $5,000. These are the people representing you. And black women, I need you to understand something. They are using these sisters. Okay, and let me roll something up so y'all can see it. Check this lady out, and shout out to everybody in the chat room.
You guys know everything else.
I am watching the chat. I am definitely going to acknowledge everybody here. I just been kind of getting there. Shout out to Quantum Solace, Black in the Day, Jay, Gift. Thanks, Liliana, and thanks, Randy, for the membership. I have not forgot you guys. I'm definitely going to show y'all the love you're supposed to get. You the real MVPs up in here. But let's listen to what this lady has to say. It was very poignant. I want you to hear what this sister has to say, and this is a message for you sisters. Listen.
You guys noticed that recently, since things have been going very, very bad for the Democratic Party and all of this junk and all of the money laundering and everything else you can imagine, whenever this stuff starts happening, they start throwing black female politicians out in front of our face. Like all of a sudden, I'm seeing an influx of black female politicians. And this message is for my people. You guys have to understand, this is a game. This is a game. They're using these racial tensions in order to get you to not see what's actually right in front of your face. So that when these black...
In other words, oh, Donald Trump is racist. Donald Trump is racist. Don't pay... Elon Musk is racist. Don't pay attention to him over here auditing us and seeing why the money went. He's racist. I don't give a doggone it if he was a space alien from Mars. If he gonna tell me where my money went, I don't care what he think about me. Give me my money. You understand what I'm saying? But see, here's the thing, black folks. They think you all are that naive. See, it's easy to call a black man crazy if he get on the internet and start defending Donald Trump. Oh, he just sell out. They can't say that. Or he's some name they'll think about when they talk about Democrats who do stuff that goes against our interest. They're quick to jump on a black man, but we don't typically jump on black women and chastise them for doing things that we know. Hold on a minute, sister. We don't do that. So they're expecting y'all not to go heavy on the sisters, which we're not. Jasmine Crockett, we like, all right, sister, I disagree with you, but let it have been Jerome Crockett. We the laid Jerome. You don't sit there, you don't know what to do with $5,000. You be like, you need to pay your baby mama that back child support, Jerome. That's what we would have said. But we don't do that with sisters. But listen to this sister and let her finish speaking this truth to everybody.
Female politicians with their power and their voice, and my head is bald and I'm strong. I'm a strong black woman. When you start seeing that, understand they're trying to take your attention away from the actual truth. What's actually going on. They want you to play into the race baiting. They want you to think that the Republican or Trump administration that is coming after the terrible things that have been going on for many, many years, that it has nothing to do with our money, but it has everything to do with race, because he's racist, remember?
Yeah.
So when you see him going after and exposing this BS that's been going on, and then you start seeing these black faces, they're trying to make you think that he's attacking them as black people. He's attacking the people, that have this front runner, the face of blackness. But here's something I want you to understand. There's this politician, I forgot her name is Omar. She's the one with the head wrap. Now, she looks like she might be from Africa, South Africa maybe.
East Africa.
Or Ethiopian or something like that. That woman came into office. Her wealth was at like $65,000 a year.
She was making the woman was making $65,000 a year. Listen to what she's saying now. Listen.
Do you know she's worth over $84 million now?
$84 million. How do you get $84 million out your $64,000 a year job? Where'd you get the rest of that 83,935,000 from? We want to know. And that's what Doge is going to find out. But where'd that money come from?
And she was just recently voted out, thank goodness.
Yes. Now
but see, they have her.
She's going to go back to Somalia with that money. Oh, and we're going to have to send the FBI and the CIA over there to get our money back from her. Okay, so she can go on back to the hut that she was raised in, and she can leave her money over here in America. That's what she can do.
In the front runner, I am here and I am strong and they can't stop me. It's an act.
It is.
Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it.
Stop thinking every single thing that Trump is doing is attacking black people.
Yeah.
That's just, he's literally.
She did that little snort right there. I was like she was cute. All the fellas, she was cute, right? But then she, listen.
Doing is attacking black people.
See that? I'm being serious, but we can't just ignore that snort. Okay, let's go back to the snort right quick. I want y'all to. She's pretty. Look at that. You like, yeah, that's a beautiful woman. But then she did this right.
The thing that Trump is doing is attacking black people.
I mean, she still made some great points, but the thing is, you know, that little, you know,
black people.
That threw me off. That threw me off right there. But what she said the whole time, somebody type whole time when she said valid points. Let's let her finish.
That's just, he's literally getting us our money back. We're literally finding out why we've been so broke and the people up top just been juggling all the money and keeping it away from. That's what's really in front of you.
What's really in front. I want to do that with you. Come on, let's see if we can do that together. Let's try it. You and me together. The
thing that Trump is doing is attacking black people. That's just, he's literally getting us our money back. We're literally finding out why we've been so broke and the people up top just been juggling all the money and keeping it away from.
Shout out to
that's what's really in front of you. The people that you've been following and voted for possibly, they've been laundering your money. They've been stealing from you.
I can't really focus on nothing else you're saying. I can't really focus on that. Let's go ahead and go to somebody else. We'll come back to you later. I can't really focus on anything she's saying because she did. But anyway, that's all right. Go ahead. Let's see.
To seeing what Doge is doing and now wants to see if there's been an improper use of funding towards Greece as well. Here's the letter he sent. Dear Mr. Musk, we have taken notice from your post on X concerning improper use of corruption on funds from FEMA that were finally wasted on luxury hotels for illegal immigrants. We are writing to formally request information regarding any identified.
I'm gonna need to get his barber though, because his lineup is real tough and mine is like, I'm sorry, my bad.
Instances of direct or through NGOs misallocated funds intended to assist illegal migrants in Greece. Brother. Given recent findings over the improper use of public resources in similar cases,
Greece want their money back. That's
we seek clarification on any financial allocations via.
Greece said, "Look, have they been stealing our money too?" Greece is a country. You think they got reaches that far? You think Greece? They sending letters to Elon. Look, we need to know if they got our money too. Okay, come on over here. We got some falafel bread for you, and we got some mint tea. Come on through, and we'll hook you up. All right. We got the good rice. You know what I'm saying, we got some little falafel patties. We got everything you need. Come on through and see if they've been stealing our money.
Violations or corrective actions intended to be taken by your department concerning this matter. The parallel yet powerful deep state system of corruption and waste of public money working cross-border in order to enforce the ideology of unstoppable illegal migration must be identified and unrooted. Please provide any details, reports, or findings at your convenience. Sincerely, Emmanuel Frack.
Democratic Party have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people. Okay? What the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents.
I just want y'all to understand what black people think. Because for some reason, they are trying to convince black people, the rest of black America is mad at Donald Trump. And apparently, I mean, just from my cursory survey of the internets, okay, it appears to me that we are not mad at Donald Trump for everything that he's doing, irrespective of all these different accusations and statements that they're making about it. It does not seem to me that the black people are angry with Donald Trump, in my opinion. But let's continue to watch.
Who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people.
Okay.
And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied.
So he's angry with the Democrats. He's not angry with Donald Trump. So it's backfiring
to me while stealing my tax dollars.
Stealing our money.
The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in. And now we come to USAID
I'm gonna need my check. I want my Doge check. Okay, I'm gonna need my $5,000. Anybody who doesn't want that $5,000, you can send that $5,000 check to me. If you don't like Donald Trump that bad, you don't like Elon Musk that bad, go on, send your check to me. I'll take your check, okay, and I'm gonna hold it. As we say down south, let me hold something, okay? And when you let me hold it, understand you're not gonna get it back. If I say let me hold $5, you ain't gonna see me. I'm gonna hold that $5. I'm about to check out of school and get on around. I'm gonna be gone. So let me hold that $5,000 for you. Okay. You can let me do that since you don't trust him. He's a bad man, he's a racist. You don't need to take his money. Go on, send that check to 3003 South Loop West, Suite 400, Houston, Texas, 77054. Just write your little name on the back, endorse it over to me. I'll take it from there. You don't need that money. I'll hold that check for you. You don't want that racist United States Treasury check. You don't want that with Elon Musk little dirty fingerprints on it. You don't want that. Send that check to me. I'll take it. I can do something with it. You know how many fruit trees I can put in my backyard with my check and y'all's check too? I get my fence fixed. Man, I can go ahead and get that good stain on there right now. I got a little cheap stain, but I'm gonna give me some good stain on there. Okay, so it's dark and rich. I want my fence to be rich. You know what I'm saying? With the shellac on it. I'm gonna be shining. You know what I'm saying? Like some 20-inch rims in 2010. But anyway, go ahead and finish, sir.
Probably the largest money laundering operation in American history. Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff. I'm disgusted beyond words. Yeah. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud, with the way that you people use color legitimacy, and the way you use black people as mules, get us to push whatever agenda you want.
Let's get somebody else, brother.
Unconventional in his methods. So
used black people to.
I had to get off him. He looked like he spit when he talked. That's why I'm like, he spit when you talk. Let me get out. Go ahead. Let's get somebody else up in here.
Who said that she is also on the House that Elon Musk is unconventional in his methods. So according to Jasmine Crockett, who said that she is also on the House Budgeting Committee, Elon Musk is doing things wrong, and that's why Democrats are so upset. She said that what he's supposed to do when he discovers these things is convene a committee and have a committee meeting so that they can discuss things quietly. He is not supposed to bring things to the attention of the American people, and he has been posting things on X. He's been vocal about it on social media every time he finds something. Yeah. But I do not care if his methods are unconventional. I think that the reason they want him to discover these things and keep it behind closed doors so that they can continue with this money laundering that they have been doing over the last few years.
Tell them, baby.
And I'm curious too about Jasmine Crockett because she loves to talk about the oppression of the black person in this country and how white people, according to her, will never understand how it feels to be a black person in America. This is what Jasmine Crockett loves to talk about. But what about the
Now, I want you to keep in mind that Jasmine Crockett, when did she get elected? When did she come into office? It's my understanding that she just recently came into office and now she worth $10 million all of a sudden. That's my understanding. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all, did I miss something? Yeah. She got elected in the office in what was it, 2020? And then she worth $10 million. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Maybe she got something. But go ahead, baby.
Oppression of the American taxpayer. You have taxes taken out of your paycheck before you even get it. And our government, our elected officials are sending our tax dollars all over the world, paying for the most ridiculous things on our dime. $59 million. Spent on housing undocumented migrants in the state of New York in luxury hotels.
They spent $7 million injecting cocaine in dogs. They spent what was $2 million trying to knock lizards off the side of trees with a leaf blower. This is what they spend your money on.
$9 million. But meanwhile, we have American citizens who are sleeping in tents and who lost everything they have. But our government managed to come up with $59 million to house undocumented immigrants in luxury hotels in the state of New York. If Jasmine Crockett and all these other Democrats were really for the people, this is what they would be talking about. They would be advocating for the people instead of advocating against an appointed elected official who is doing his job.
Yeah, I don't see where black people are mad at Donald Trump. I don't see that. That's not what I see on these YouTube streets.
Doge is an accountant's biggest dream to go into the government and go through every single piece of dollar and tell the American people where it's going. This is commendable. From an accountant standpoint, I'm like, nobody has ever told us where our tax dollars were going. They told us what we wanted to hear. They didn't necessarily tell us what we needed to hear. And now that we're in this position to where they're telling us what we need to hear, and
shout out to Quantum Solace. Thank you so much for the
me just viewing the documentation and seeing where this money has been going, I don't understand why people aren't outraged.
We are outraged. See, here's the thing they don't understand about black people. Black Americans, especially foundational black Americans, because we've had so much injustice purported upon us, we are heavy into justice. And when we see justice happening, then we're going to continue to let justice happen. We are not going to step out and save you from catching that fade that's been long overdue and you've been stealing our money. That's justice. And it's not just the black thing. All Americans want to see justice. That's crazy. All this money, they say Stacey Abrams got $2 billion. $2 billion. You know, big body Stacey down there in Atlanta got $2 billion of our taxpayers died right before Joe Biden left office. Where, I mean, they just, you can't give us $5,000, but you throwing out checks. You give the $750 to the people in North Carolina who had to deal with a major catastrophe, but y'all around here stealing our money. I don't think they understand that they're not going to get black people angry in this regard. That's not what's going to happen. But anyway, let's keep listening to the black people.
Elon Musk locked all the federal agents out of their accounts. And he doing y'all taxes this year. And then I heard we boycotting Target. I don't shop at Target, so I don't care. But see, and then we might be on the verge of another civil war, and ain't gonna be shit civil about it. Because I don't know who y'all think we are. Martin Luther King and them didn't have YNs with switches. And then RSV, the flu, and COVID all tearing our ass up. And then TikTok got deleted, but Wig went and rescued it. So, you know, we grateful. Some of y'all deleted the app, still ain't got it back. And then Kendrick Lamar won a Grammy for dissing Drake. So if you thought Canada was pissed off with a
quote-unquote objective news outlet Politico has been completely and totally funded by USAID. This is one of the biggest scandals in, I believe, American news media history. So I'm scrolling down my feed and I see Benny Johnson had posted a screenshot that basically
Somebody type fake news in the chat room. So basically what he's saying is Politico, which is often referenced by many of the left-leaning organizations, was basically paid off by Joe Biden. And so that's why they just put whatever. And Donald Trump was saying that this is fake news. These people have been paid off. The New York Times, all these people are receiving money. I need y'all to understand that the whole system has been shady. People have been getting kickbacks and getting paid off. And now you see folks are running up out of Washington, D.C. so they don't get caught up. But let's keep listening.
He said that U.S. aid had funded Politico to the tune of $8.9 million, I believe it was. This is why Politico could not pay staff yesterday. This is why they basically are about to shut down, because they've been completely funded by U.S. aid, which has taken American tax dollars. Political writers are trotted all over to CNN, all over to MSNBC, all over to every other mainstream outlet that you can think of, and they are presented as objective reporters. Now, when you hear conservative influencers like me or Benny Johnson or Tim Pool or take your pick talk about how biased and corrupt the mainstream media is, this is exactly of what we speak. And this is the most egregious, the most scandalous example of this I can really think of in recent memory. This is why Politico can't pay people. This is why they're likely about to be shut down, because Democrats were using yours and my taxpayer dollars to fund a quote-unquote legitimate news organization that was basically nothing but left-wing propaganda.
Yeah, that's all it was, fam. That's all it was, you know? And
with black people, stay the hell home. Yeah. Stay safe, stay home, stay out of it. This is not our business. We didn't get us here, and we're not going to get us out of it. These white folk got to do the work. And until they do,
let them go ahead and finish. Look, you got Elon Musk and Donald Trump and everybody along with him trying to figure out this scam where these folks have been stealing our money. And then you got black female politicians who are being used as attack dogs and fall guys. And I done already told you how they do it. They set them up to be used. Joe Biden's been doing this for a while. He always uses black people. It's the same thing George Bush did when he used Colonel Colin Powell to go in front of the UN and tell them that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. That man's reputation was never the same after that. Just use him for his goodwill. You don't let people do that to you. But these people, the problem with these folks is they are caught up because they've been trying to use this money and use the taxpayers' money, and now it's all coming. They always say it's the last one who holding the ball that gets caught. You see, and now they're about to get caught. There's been people stealing money for 60 years, but those people are long gone. And so we need to stay out of this. Don't let them get you riled up. We ain't mad at Donald Trump. Keep on doing what you're doing. Let's keep listening.
They are going to destroy this country. That's how much white supremacy matters to these folks. Mm-hmm. That's how much the delusion, white delusion, not white supremacy, white delusion. That's how much this matters to these folks, that they are willing to throw away their whole goddamn country.
Let's keep listening.
They would.
Don't understand Democrat insanity. I just don't understand, y'all. I don't understand. So now ghetto rep, Walmart rep, Jasmine Crockett just said, because Trump and Elon are talking about giving out $5,000 as a refund, 20% refund for all the money they stole from us Americans. We deserve it. We need it. We just got out of a 4-year oppression of Joe Biden. She had the nerve to say we don't give out money. We're not in the business of giving out money.
I pointed that out.
Can you believe the Democrat said that?
That's
but all the billions you've given to Ukraine, all the billions you've given, this is why I don't know how any of y'all can vote for this insane party. She said we're not in the business.
The business of giving out money. Honestly,
that's what she said. We are not in the business of giving our money, but go ahead.
Sex changes in Guatemala. You just don't care about Americans.
You understand what I'm saying? We are not in the business of giving out money, yet we've been giving out money to everybody but the American citizens who've been paying the money. I want you to think about the rationale in that, okay? let's go ahead and keep on listening to the black people. Let's see what the black.
And he's found furnished apartments to put the people in that have been living in tents. Let's talk about it. So yeah, JD Vance, 4 days into his job, is in North Carolina, and he's miraculously found furnished apartments, very nice furnished apartments, to take the people that are living in tents, that have been living in the tents in freezing cold temperatures, and he's giving those apartments.
Do y'all understand now why Joe Biden pardoned all of his relatives? Does it make sense now why Joe Biden pardoned? If these random Congress people are walking away with 80 million, 90 million, $100 million, do you understand why Joe Biden pardoned his family members and they allegedly didn't do anything wrong? Just think about it. Just keep on
them. Remember when we found out that there were trailers full of donations sitting locked in some parking lot, and FEMA was like, oh, we forgot, sorry, allegedly? Well, they're getting all of those donations. From what I hear, JD Vance has helped those people so much so that they're actually okay right now. They're inside and they're warm and they have an apartment. Remember when Airbnbs and hotels and landlords were jacking up the prices when those people had nowhere to go, allegedly? Where did these apartments come from? Remember a week or two ago when Biden on his last few days gave $100 million in federal funds to the Pacific Palisades wildfires? But then when North Carolina was suffering through Hurricane Helene, FEMA said they got on the news and said they had no more money. Where'd the $100 million come from? Where'd these furnished apartments come from? And why didn't the people in North Carolina have access to them prior to 4 days ago? Like, I remember hearing rumors, allegedly people saying that FEMA was directed not to help people who had certain signages in their yard. Is that true? Because I want to know where all these furnished apartments just came from. I want to know why JD Vance, 4 days into being the vice president, has literally went to those tents and taken those people out and giving them homes and giving those donations to them where they should have had it all along. They essentially didn't need that raggedy ass $750 that Kamala fake promised them.
Excuse the language. I'm sorry. She's getting a little carried away. Watch your language, baby. Watch your language. Okay. As long as you don't snort, but go ahead.
Because remember, they ended up not being eligible. And then if they were, they had to pay it back. Tell me why and tell me how in this country anything like this can happen. Tell me how they are literally playing in our faces. And those people in North Carolina have been struck for months. And we still never got the accurate unalive number. We don't know what that is. What I hear is they're still finding people unalive. What about, are there any cases of hypothermia? Because these people have been living in tents in freezing cold weather. And all JD Vance had to do was get sworn in as VP and go help them because all this time no one was helping them. This is outrageous. It is outrageous. And everyone that was a part of that a part of that sham or scam or whatever the hell it was that was having these people intentionally suffer for no reason should be ashamed of themselves. Now this is unacceptable. This is literally unacceptable.
Okay, babe, give me a
because
minute.
In my mind, that means if those apartments were there this whole time, why didn't the other administration go down?
She don't let nobody get a word in. But these are black people speaking on this subject very eloquently and very intelligently. Does it sound like black America is anywhere near mad at Donald Trump? Most of black America, 92% of black women did not vote for Donald Trump. Even still, it seems to me that black women are the most vocal and supportive of this audit and trying to figure out where this money went. Okay. Yet and still, you have people like this young
in the
lady.
business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Jasmine, baby girl, I have a really serious question for you.
We got
How was you cool?
The people of this country are being violated.
She telling us we've been violated. Sound like we've been getting violated. That's what it sounds like to me, ma'am. I don't know what you know, how you using that word, but it sounds to me like we've been getting whooped on, and Trump came in and said, no, you got to
because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't
know what all they
know what all they have on us.
That's what the problem is. They don't know what all they have on them, so they want to have some oversight hearings drag Elon Musk in there to make him ask a question. Well, look, what you been doing over there? It does not sound to me like Black Americans are angry in any way. Okay, but what they see happening to me, I'm just listening to my people.
I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, you hear that shit?
Any man out here,
when you hear a black, we spoke about this last night culturally. When you hear a black man say SHIIDDD, shit, when all the black people in the audience, shit, what does that mean? Hey man, we don't want Elon Musk over here telling y'all where y'all money went. Shit, yes we do. You understand what I mean? So let's get this back in, right? Bam.
shit, I don't know about y'all.
I don't know about y'all.
Any man out here that can sit down with me and tell me where the fuck my money is going, and he can show me that my money is not going in the right places, it's not my fucking enemy, bro.
He ain't my enemy. You cannot tell me that Elon Musk is my enemy when he about to tell you know how much money I spent in taxes in the past 10 years. I've at least paid about $1 million in taxes over the past 10 years. At least. And that's just to the IRS. When I think about the fact that my money has been gone to pay for sex changes in Guatemala, I want y'all to understand that I've been around here talking to myself angry at the idea that I've been struggling and trying to make it and do what I can to do to keep my law practice rolling and pay for these expensive cases just to find out that the United States government has been sending my money to places like Jamaica and South Africa to observe men who have sex with men have sex, or to inject dogs with cocaine. That's where my money went. I didn't pay. You know what? I want to see what the dogs did. I paid for it. You took my tax dollars and did. I need to see the results. I want to know what kind of cocaine it was, who got the cocaine. What was it, for Peruvian? Was it Colombian? Was it Bolivian? I need to know. Okay, I need to know. They have apparently been putting marbles up squirrels' butts to see if they can tolerate the pain. That's what they've been doing with our money. What goofy, weird jerk has been doing that to the look, man? I'm just saying they've been putting kittens in washing machines to see if they come out dizzy. It's not funny. I love kittens. Okay. But what I'm saying is I'm angry. And although you see me smiling on here, the idea that these individuals in Washington, I don't care what party they were. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat. They've been basically stealing our money and sending and then with the rest of it, they've been lining their pockets with it. I feel like this, you telling me, you about to tell me where my money went and I'm supposed to be mad at that?
He is not my enemy. He's trying to put me on game. You feel me? Stop talking about race.
Yeah. This ain't about race. This is about money.
It's not a race thing.
It's about where my money
them
at.
Motherfuckers against all.
Now, brother, you got to watch the MFers now. Okay, we still on YouTube. I'm not trying to get demonetized. Speaking of which, I need each and every individual up in this chat room right now to go and hit that one button. You ain't got nothing else to do on Friday. That's why you're here with me, okay? I know that's why you're here with me, okay? I don't want to be here either. It's other stuff I'd much rather be doing, but it needs to be said. We need to deal with this. But I'm gonna need you all to not only hit the one button, I'm gonna need that subscribe button to pop. Okay, I'm gonna need the subscribe button to be rolling before the end of the day. Each and every, let me find out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start putting subscribers only can comment. Okay, that's what I'm gonna play like the other YouTubers play. But in the meantime, I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stop playing with me up in here. Got me working all the doggone time, sitting tea. I got a cookie in front of me. I can't even eat it because I don't want to look like a big old greedy YouTuber eating this cookie. This cookie look delicious though. Look at that cookie. Look at that. That is oatmeal raisin. I might have to blank the screen real quick, but go ahead.
All us people, they will lock you up if you don't file your fucking taxes.
Bruh, with the language.
Basically, they're saying, you're going to give us your fucking money.
Bro, what? Come on with the dang on it.
Motherfucker.
Damn, brother. All the F-bombs, if you tripping, you going to get me demonetized up in there. You making good points.
And we're going to go buy condoms. We're going to go get some coffee goddamn cups for our employees who's at home. And if you don't give us our money, we're going to lock you up, motherfucker.
That's 2 MFers and about 4. That's 2 MFers and about 4 F-bombs he done dropped on my family-friendly YouTube. I need everybody in the chat room because YouTube reads all this. This needs to say family-friendly. I need y'all to help me out. We need to do this for the algorithm because he done dropped all these F-bombs. He has helped me get past my threshold of cuss words, okay? And I didn't want to get past the threshold of cuss words. And so now this is going to be demonetized. So I need everybody in the chat room to type family-friendly. Okay, so YouTube can say, oh, this is family friendly. That must have we didn't hear what we thought we heard. Okay, type family friendly. The little AI won't be able to tell. Family friendly, family friendly, family friendly. All right, we're going to try to get through the rest of what bro man got to say. But he looked like he was angry with his ex-wife or baby mama or something when he made this rant. But go ahead, brother.
Why ain't y'all people living? Why ain't nobody living?
I'm angry.
I know I ain't the only one. Walk around this motherfucker.
That's the 3rd time you done said MF, sir. That's the 3rd time. You said that's
you motherfuckers are killing.
Bro, that's 4 MFers, man, and about 6 F-bombs. Please keep typing friend friendly. YouTube's gonna kill my stream.
Motherfucker owe you $3. You'll blow his motherfucking head off for $3.
That's too many. Sir.
Come on, man. You gotta do better.
Okay, but you gotta go.
I'm leaving. I'm never coming back. And you should too. Woo. There's nowhere in the world we should live in a country that will stop sending our hard-earned taxpayer money overseas. I'm cool with y'all sending $5 trillion overseas. We don't need the money. We independent. We work hard every day. We pull ourselves up from our bootstraps. We don't need no handouts. We don't need nothing from the government. We don't need nothing from our government. You mean to tell me
he's being facetious? Just for you all don't know, this is sarcasm.
You're gonna stop sending money overseas and give it back to us? We don't want our money back. The fuck is going on? No.
Why y'all got to drop all these F-bombs? Somebody type family friendly in the chat room. Why they keep messing up my little family friendly thing? Let's let the white girl talk. Come on, white girl. Tell us what you think. Come on.
Like, President Trump is like he's having Elon go through all of this stuff to like see where America's taxpayer dollars are going to, and like they're finding so much corruption, and I just wish that they would stop because it's really like none of their business, and I enjoy paying my taxes to other countries, and I love that it goes into like other people's pockets and instead of mine, and I just really love that. And I hate that he's deporting all of these people because I also enjoy all of my tax dollars going to pay for all of their living, even though they came here illegally. And everything is like not going according to plan. Like, he's like kept his word on everything he said. Like, everything he said, he kept his word on. Like, presidents aren't supposed to do that.
Right. But that's how y'all sound. Complaining about this man auditing these people. Let's go on here and get on out of here, baby. Let's get some more black people up here. I don't want to get no DEI warrants. Go ahead. Let's see. Go ahead, bro.
What are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against George. We'll fight Elon Musk.
Look at my man nose. If you ever see a black person, look at my man nose. That's the look you get. And he a big dude too. That's the look you get when somebody bring you like a plate of possum. I'm not eating that. Oh my God, his face. But anyway, yeah, man. Like, that's how y'all. Which side they singing old Negro? They ain't got no black people, so you got white people out there singing old Negroes. Listen to this again. Shout out to Joy Pleasant. Listen to this, man. Let me make it bigger. Look at this.
Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against George. We'll fight.
These some old redneck spirituals right here. Come on down. Come on.
Elon Musk. No, Elon's kept within our
Hey,
walls. We'll fight.
Boo. You need a ghostwriter, boo. Your old redneck spirituals are not hitting like they're supposed
From dawn to dusk.
I'm on the side that doesn't do stuff like that. Listen, I was already not on your side.
Basically, my man is saying that you know who they trying to call out. They can't get enough black people together to get a good old Negro spiritual together. So now they got to they got to try to. Well, we got to bring the soul back. Okay, I visited a black church once when I visited Alabama with my dad. So if we do an old Negro spiritual, then it'll appeal to black people and they'll come out because they're not listening to Jasmine Crockett or any other black. So we got to do it ourselves. Come on, let's just team up and do it. And they came with that. So you know who they trying to call. They are trying so hard to get black people off the bench, man. They're trying hard to get y'all off the bench. Oh my God, keep listening, man.
But this was a great reminder to why I'm not on your side. So this is how you're going to defeat Doge. Terrible singing. Yeah, that'll get him. I'm telling you, y'all are in complete shambles. Your beloved slush funds are going bye-bye. The American people do not trust the media like they used to. So even if you still have a few of them in your back pocket, ready to spin the narrative however you want, it really doesn't matter. It has little to no effect anymore. I would hate to be y'all right now. I really
They're going to jail, brother. They are all going to go. That's what they worried about. They worried about the penitentiary, okay? They worried about the penitentiary.
Jasmine Crockett. She's not for you. She's not for the people. She's putting on a show and she's lining her pockets. If she actually really cared about the people, she would be going for more money. Instead of saying that the United States government isn't in the business of handing out money, even though they're giving it to men who sleep with other men in South Africa, even though they're giving it to Ukraine by the billions, even though 100 billion of that money is missing, even though they're giving it to all of these migrants who have come in and have not paid into this system at all, even though they're giving the money to, obviously, these lawmakers who are compounding their money exponentially by the year. Jasmine Crockett is saying that America is not in the business of giving money to its citizens. What? But she could be fighting for us to be getting more money. The argument
in the business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know.
All the black people, if you heard a white woman say that to you, listen to this.
We are not in the business of giving out money. Honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Honestly, what would you say if a white woman came on national TV and said that we, the American government, is not in the business of giving out money? And frankly, I don't know what you would do with $5,000 anyway. That's nothing. What would y'all say? How would y'all respond? She would be all kind of elitist, privileged types. That's what y'all would say. And then we would say, go on somewhere and have a whole stadium full of seats and sit down in each and every one of them. That's what we would tell her. Because I want
20% of the savings going back to the American people. Why is it not 50% of the savings going back to the American people? Why is it not 70% of the savings going back to the American people? No, that was not her argument. She said, what can $5,000 do? And she said, they're not in the business of giving us money. $5,000 could do a whole lot for a whole lot of people, actually. $5,000 could do a lot for me. I know that. That's helping somebody get out of credit card debt. That's 6 months of somebody's car payment. That's childcare. That's groceries. That's repairs around the house. That's healthcare, medical bills.
That's that back child support. That's right. That's right. You get half on the BBL with that. $5,000.
$5,000 can actually be pretty life-changing for the average American. But
trying to get that rap music, get that album, the studio time in, hit that song, be live, man. Come on. Talking about who she talking. I don't know what Jasmine Crockett was talking about. Anyway. Let's go ahead and keep going. Again, but what do we see? These are black people talking. These are black folks saying what all the black folks are saying. You know? Shout out there.
Let go. I can't let that shit go. So Jasmine Crockett, if $5,000 ain't shit to the American people, what the fuck was $750 gonna do for the people that just lost every fucking thing?
Hello.
Huh? You was definitely campaigning for that shit. We seen you. We fucking seen you campaigning for that shit. You got some bald-headed bitch nerves to fit your lips to tell us any fucking.
Sorry, you gonna have to watch. Can't call our African sister, black sister, bald-headed. Can't do that now, but I feel your passion. Feel your passion. Go ahead.
Thing. Bitch, you make 180 a year.
She gotta be Oh, you can't be calling all kind of bees. Family friendly. Y'all type family friendly.
How the fuck is you?
Sir.
Worth $9 million.
I do want to know that.
You just got an office. You just had that. We just was looking at your fucking bank
Sir.
statements, bitch. But I do have to.
You call it, boy. I'm not gonna play it. Y'all get this point. Let's give him a hand clap. We understand your passion, sir, but we can't have you in here messing up our little broadcast with your language, sir. I'm sorry. But go ahead. Let's move on to somebody else.
Because, baby, they doing everything they can to get our attention, including talking about these white nationalist movements and all types of stuff. They doing all types of.
They act like white nationalist movements is new in the United States. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the Cash App. We've been dealing with that forever. We don't care about them as long as they stay out of our neighborhoods. But keep going.
Bacon switches to try and get us up out of our comfort zone, to try and get us up out of our seats and try to get us to move, especially black women. Like especially
black women. I want you black women to hear the power and influence you have. Okay? I want you to hear it. Don't let them use you. Because if they use you, then it's going to cause for us to have to be drugged out there in the street and help them people burn flags and try to save these politicians from going to prison. That's what they want. Don't do it.
Especially doing stuff to target black women online.
Yep, baby. So let me sit with you.
Meanwhile, we've been at home just. Ooh, that's nice.
At home. Shout out to Johnny Harris.
I don't know what you want us to do.
What you want us to do? Right.
I don't know what the oh my God. Elon Musk and the Dodge team
is finding out
is trying to steal $8 billion. They cooking the books.
No, they cooking.
So they been doing like that. Oh my gosh. Donald Trump just tried to take away the congressional review, the judicial review.
Okay.
So y'all didn't give up when they was literally when they was doing that to black people on the streets of LA, Philadelphia, and practically everywhere else in this entire country. It was literally guilty until proven innocent for us, and we was still riding hard for everybody, equality for everybody.
We sure were.
Now you mad because the person y'all actually chose to be the president is being the president, and he's playing chess. He's playing Monopoly right now. I don't know what game he's playing. I can't keep score. I really don't care.
He's playing Tunk. That's what he's playing, baby. He's playing Tunk.
It's somebody else's issue right now.
That's right. It's somebody else's issue, not ours.
It's somebody else's issue. And then every other day, there's planes falling out of the sky. Okay.
Be careful. Be careful.
I mean, we tried to tell y'all.
What else somebody else got to say?
It was announced that the Department of Education is on the chopping block to be shut down by the Trump administration. And some people are confused and upset as to what that means. So let's talk about it. When the Department of Education first started in 1979, it had three main goals: administer federal funding for education.
You would have swore up and down that the way they talking about the Department of Education, it's been around since George Washington signed the Declaration of Independence or something. You know what I'm saying? It was around in 79. You know, it was here with the Jeffersons, and Sanford and Son is older than that. Go ahead, though.
Education, collect and analyze data on schools and students, and enforce federal education laws that relate to civil rights and equal access. Notice that nothing I listed mentioned giving them power to set educational standards. That's something that's left up to the states, right?
Left up to the
Not
state.
quite. The Department of Education requires that all schools and states that accept federal funding have to follow certain guidelines and standards, which essentially gives them control over what's being taught in schools and basically puts all states and schools on a one-size-fits-all education model. This means that students in places like Malibu, California, and rural Alabama are forced to follow the same curriculum and teaching methods despite obvious economic and cultural differences that impact how students learn. Now, this
kids in Malibu don't need the same skill set the kids in Mississippi. I'm just going to tell you that now. But go ahead. And the other thing I want to point out, listen how eloquent and well-spoken these black people are. They always try to pretend like we don't know, we're ignorant. They're sweeping down, we don't know what we talk about, we ignorant. Look at how well-spoken and educated these folks are on this subject matter, all right? And so we're not being fooled. We know exactly what's going on. Even though we voted for Donald, even though we did not vote for Donald Trump, well, I did because I'm happy I see all this happening. But we still recognize what's good for us. But let's continue to listen to the brother.
It wouldn't be so bad if the reading and math scores in the US were on the rise, but it's the complete opposite. According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, US reading and math scores have dropped to the lowest level in decades. And the sad part, this isn't even a new trend. Based on the most recent assessment, reading scores have reached a historic low, with 33% of 8th graders reading below the lowest level. For 4th graders, the number is even higher, with 40% of 4th graders reading below the lowest level.
So the question we have to ask ourselves, did the Department of Education do anything good? Because it sounded like things went bad when they got when we put it in place. But go ahead.
That's the highest percentage in roughly 20 years. And what makes this worse is that the US spends more money on education than almost every other country in the world by far. So this model clearly does not work, and it's not something that you can just throw money at.
It didn't work. It didn't work. It's actually failing. But there are a lot of people who get kickbacks from the Department of Education. There are a lot of politicians who have their money. This money that these politicians are getting is not just coming from one source like USAID. It's all over the government. Wait till they start fooling around with the Department of Defense and all the kickbacks and money. They're going to take that back, man.
Fix. The other big issue is college loan and grant funding. College has become completely unaffordable, and the current student loan debt in America is about 1.7 trillion.
Let me explain something to you. So the reason that the colleges become so expensive is because the colleges are businesses, and they know, hey, we can set whatever price we want to, and the kids are going to apply, and the government is going to give us Stafford loans and unsubsidized Stafford loans, and so the kids aren't going to pay it anyway. And the government is going to pay it. So we could just charge whatever we want to charge and make as much money as we can. We'll sell the world that we're the best schools, best educated, et cetera, et cetera. But the bottom line is you're getting the same little funky education in all these schools, especially the liberal ones. It's not really helping, but you end up in debt. Okay, so because they're able to pay, the government is willing to pay, the schools basically charge what they want and they don't really care. Yeah, now you got to pay the government back at some point, but the schools are like, we don't care. We're just going to charge whatever we want. And so the more loans that go out, the higher the education becomes. That's what's happening.
Trillion. What most people fail to mention is that the reason that college is so expensive is because of the Department of Education. Why wouldn't a school continue to raise its prices if they know that the Department of Education is going to give students loans for any amount of money and they're not tied to the performance of the student or the performance of the school? It's free money. Removing the Department of Education will force colleges to lower tuition overnight because
removal of the Department of Education will force these expensive colleges to lower their tuition overnight. I need the Department of Education to be gone.
no students will be able to afford it otherwise, and those schools will go out of business. There are several colleges right now that don't accept federal funding, and their tuitions are way lower. Plus, their students experience way fewer issues when it comes to student debt when they graduate. There are also already states that have stepped up and started to offer student loans that are more affordable than what the federal government offers. So yes, we have real world examples of what this could look like without the Department of Education, and they seem to be effective.
Let's see it happen.
I'm so tired of people coming online with their fake outrage, talking about, why they getting rid of the Department of Education? The kids barely know anything now. So I'm just looking at all these videos like, y'all realize y'all proving the point of why he's getting rid of the Department of Education. Y'all niggas is slow, bro. Like, how you gonna basically ask a question?
Don't say the N-word, sir. Don't say that. That's gonna get us defunded and demonetized. So I need you to not say that N-word
question and then answer it in the same sentence. And on top of it, prove the point of why it needs to happen. Because clearly, if you say and know that the kids aren't learning anything now, today, what does that mean? That clearly means the Department of Education was never doing their job. It's that simple. This is how you know people are coming on here with.
Before we get into the real shit real quick. If someone robbed a bank.
You just out the box with the S word. But go ahead, Joe.
Someone watched the security footage, saw who robbed the bank, told you who robbed the bank, you caught who robbed the bank. Are you going to be mad at the person that robbed the fucking bank or the person that told you were being robbed?
Ma'am, language.
Okay, that's what's going on with Elon Musk right now. For those of you that don't understand, okay, Elon Musk was hired for the Department of Government Efficiency.
I don't think he's getting paid.
What does the Department of Government Efficiency do? What is its main #1 goal?
Make sure the government
make sure that our government is running efficiently, dumbasses.
Why you gotta talk to us like that, all aggressive? Why you gotta talk to us all aggressive like that? We're not dumb aces, okay? Just calm down. Take your pill. Come on down. Okay?
Literally trying to shoot the fucking messenger.
All right, ma'am.
Because he is showing you that a lot of our money is being wasted.
You don't even look like you paying taxes.
It's not needed. What type of fucking transgender opera do you need overseas?
Your language.
Can you please tell me?
Atrocious. Your language is atrocious, man. We're gonna have to let you simmer down a little bit because that's unacceptable. Okay, go ahead and let's get someone else in here who's
Co-President Musk. That is about saving the American people money.
I mean, they are literally angry, outraged because President Trump has appointed Elon Musk and his team.
Now I'm gonna say something, and I know everybody's thinking it. Okay, I'm gonna let you talk for a little bit longer, but I'm gonna say something.
To save the American people's money. Why? Why are they so against this? I tell you,
if I close my eyes and I try to picture who you look like or envisioned you, okay, trying to place your voice with a face. I'm just saying.
What the enemies of our nation has formally taken on faces.
Enemies of our nation.
Now we know, and we understand. This money has been lining pockets. It's been making a round trip and coming back to the pockets over here. I mean, there's even a report that says $43 million has been going to a gas station, y'all, in Afghanistan that has nobody on the premises. They don't have no customers. What is the outrage for? And then there's $50 million going to Gaza for condoms.
For condoms.
I mean, what is we don't want y'all to have any more babies going on over there.
No more kids out here.
Every Democrat, Republican, conservative, independent, American citizen. We should be more curious as to where these funds have been going and whose hands they are actually landing in. I don't know why we wouldn't be.
I don't know why
we deserve to know. We have the right to know this information.
Yeah.
Why are we funding all these fake international, global, I don't know, causes that seemingly y'all does not exist? Where's the money going? Who has our bag? I want to know where my money at.
I want to know where my money at too. You understand me? I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the night because I don't want that woman to have voice deeper than mine on my broadcast. You understand what I'm talking about? I'm gonna make my voice real deep. Deep. Yeah, deeper than the jungle. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
For Elon Musk, yo, bro.
I just spoken black and mild. Go ahead.
We want to thank you so much, man, for your hard work. Continue doing a good job. Don't listen to these people
These motherfuckers are crazy. We want to know where our money's going.
F-bomb, brother. You can't be out here cussing. Well, I'm trying to have this deep voice. I got to pick a battle. I can't fight both these battles. Try to make a deep voice and be funny, man.
Made a post on X, and I believe it was yesterday. He stated that he was told that there are currently over 100 billion year of entitlement payments to individuals with
100 what? What did you say? 100 what? Say again.
No social security number or even a temporary ID. Let me repeat this, because I don't think you heard me. He says he was told that there are currently over 100 billion, and they're called year of entitlement payments to individuals with no social security number or even a temporary ID. He says if this is accurate, then this is extremely suspicious. He said when he asked if anyone
You got all these old people out there getting checks. What at?
Anyone at the Treasury had a rough guess for what percentage of that number is unequivocal and obvious fraud. The consensus in the room was about half.
You mean what you're telling me is that half these checks going out to these people is fraud, Social Security. That's what you're trying to tell me. Huh. Okay then. Thank you, baby. Keep going.
So 50 billion a year or 1 billion a week of this.
I mean, look, all BS aside, $1 billion a week fraud. We just throwing $1 billion. Shout out to Quantum. I'm gonna read all my super chat. $1 billion a week in fraud. Somebody got to go to. They got to go under the jail for that.
Year of entitlement payments to individuals with no social security number.
Social security number, you ain't got no social security. How they swing that? What kind of Nigerian scammer has concocted a game plan where they can get $1 billion a week with no social security card number? That's what I'm trying to know. Okay.
Or even a temporary ID.
They got the Indians and the Nigerians involved in that one. Got to be. That was an epic level scam. Go ahead.
That's what he uncovered. You know what? It's something to be able to see government corruption really in real time, because you know we're so used to seeing it on TV. But this is in freaking real time.
Yeah. Do any of you all of my black folks, are any of you all angry at what Elon Musk is? Because I'm listening to all the black people talk. It does not seem to me like we're angry about what they're doing.
People generally mistrust the United States government. They feel like the government is their enemy, right?
Typically, yeah, they did some
awful
stuff to us.
Now, to be honest with you, the American people feel like that, generally speaking. But if you dislike the government so bad, then why in the hell are you mad that Donald Trump is dismantling the thing that you say that you don't like? I don't get that. Shrinking it down. When you shrink government down, that means we have less government in our lives trying to tell us what to do. I love,
especially getting rid of people. I'd love it too. I'm feeling it.
Funding freeze was so specific, a third grader could understand it. But yet Democrats are just willing to lie and say, oh, he's cutting Medicaid, he's cutting Medicare, he's cutting food stamps, he's cutting Head Start, he's cutting air traffic control, the police. It was so specific. No more money that's not in line with an America First agenda. That means no more $300 million to circumcisions in Africa. No more money that goes to supporting this divisive and racist DEI initiative. So no more billions of dollars in taxpayer money to line the pockets of critical race theory activists. It also said the hiring freezes and the funding freezes did not apply to essential services, to public safety services, to services directly to people. But the Democrats are hoping their supporters are so outraged that they don't care to hear the facts. They just want to be lied to and fed propaganda. The reason
that's what they're banking on.
Administration has removed deportation protection for roughly over 500,000 Haitians in the United States.
Again, we're talking about black folks not being mad at what Donald Trump is doing. And, they counted on the fact that the removal of especially black folks like Haitians and Jamaicans would really make black folks upset, but we're not, you see? And let's keep listening.
Haitians in the United States. Department of Homeland Security has determined that the deplorable conditions in Haiti do not warrant TPS protection any longer. These Haitians were under the protection of what's called temporary protected status that was supposed to last.
And black folks don't care. Foundational Black Americans don't care. I'm just letting y'all know. And they're trying their best. Because see, along with the Haitians, the Venezuelans got theirs revoked too. But they're not talking about so much about the Venezuelans. They're saying, but black people, the Haitians, they're black like you all. You should be in uproar. You should take to the streets because your black brethren are being sent back to Haiti. Oh my God, aren't you mad?
Until February of 2026. Late last night, the Department of Homeland Security issued a memorandum that they were removing that extension, and Haitians only have until August of 2025 for their temporary protected status to be effective.
They lucky they didn't make it February of 2020, February 25th, 2025. I'm just saying.
After that date, you're going to have more than 500,000 Haitians, presumably in the United States, that will not have any protection from deportation.
Stop, I say, get out of my way.
These are Haitians. Some of them have been in the United States since 2011. They've been living legally and working and
they're working hard. Somebody type work hard in the chat. They probably better work harder. They better work a lot harder.
Even able to travel. And now, starting in August of 2025, they will no longer have that temporary protected status protection. They'll either have to find their own path for residency or some other path to continue to be able to legally stay in the United States, or be forced to be deported back to Haiti, or they leave on their own.
They better go self-deport. But that's what's going to happen. Okay. And the thing is, they are trying to get black Americans angry. They are trying their best to get foundational black American people to come out the box and swinging. They need you to jump to the front of it and do something because nobody is listening. Trump is out here wishing us, he putting statues up of Harriet Tubman in the Rose Garden, okay, at the White House. You got Kobe Bryant out there, look, they got a little, Kobe, and then like black folk are like, we not really mad at this dude, even though we didn't vote for him like that. We're not really mad at him like that. And they trying their best. But these racists, the Trump administration, and we like, nah, we good. Now, I saved this last little video footage for the ones who are hard-headed, who may or not, because there's still some people out there who like, but he's racist though. Okay, we'll let you have that if that's what you want to have. But I want you to listen to this gentleman right here. Many of you know him. I know him.
Louis Farrakhan talks Donald Trump. And watch how all you goofy motherfuckers want to try to call him a sellout.
Watch the language.
Y'all still don't get it. We gonna talk.
Watch the language, brother. Watch the language.
Come on. Y'all pay attention.
Let the minister speak.
Trump.
He's like a gangster.
He is not.
Talk to him.
But just a minute, if so-and-so's, I bombed the...
Come on, man. Tell them what they don't see, man.
Huh? Well, man, this guy here. And you know what? He's real.
The nature of this administration is good for us. Because of Trump's way, he is an anomaly. There's never been no president quite like Mr. Trump. There's something that he's doing. Trump is destroying every enemy that was an enemy of our rise. Who's the enemy of our rise? Is it the Department of Justice, where we get none? Is it Congress where you make a law that favors us and then you turn around and destroy it? Is it the media that has destroyed every black leader that stood up for us? Martin Luther King suffered it, Malcolm suffered it. He's attacking the media, calls it fake news. We have been the victims of some fake news.
Yes.
He's beating up the FBI. Go at it, baby.
But y'all rather listen to some DL Hewley or some Plies or some other weird soft puff motherfucker on the left that Malcolm X been telling you, bro. Can't trust the liberals. We've been living in this bullshit forever, bro. At the end of the day, I don't care if you don't vote. Like I said, my president Malcolm X. But when you see the man up here, Minister Farrakhan, the man who got the Million Man March going, he's been doing so much for black people. He only want the best for black people. And he's very, very educated. If he's not the educated, he has millions of men around him educated. You think they don't understand what's going on, bro? Pay attention to Farrakhan and the NOI. NOI means Nation of Islam, you didn't know. Y'all pay attention. It's bigger than what y'all think. They're taking us civil rights. Bro, you got a whole soldiers over here. Y'all got to start thinking and using your common sense. You're not going nowhere. Those civil rights you thinking was used to be tricks and manipulations that they use on y'all, bro. You got to read the fine print from DEI to everything, bro. He's telling you what's going on. This government needs to be clean like he's doing, even on the right side. You get what I'm saying? Donald Trump came here and, like he said, did it on some gangster stuff. Like, damn, he just cleaned up both sides. You can't trust nobody. Same thing we've been preaching since day one. Y'all don't understand tariffs because you don't understand your worth or who y'all is. You understand when people come to the hood and take your money from them and go spend it with the white folks, but now you don't understand America doing the same thing. We don't need a lot of stuff, bro. Tariffs is for people we don't need that's coming in here raping us, making money off of us and ain't giving us none. We understand China. We'll probably use the barter system. But all these other places like Mexico, it is a leverage to get down or lay down, bro. Y'all gotta wake up. And if you don't know how to wake up, pay attention. Understand who you're listening to. All your strong masculine men is right now, pay attention to them. Not the ones that got a little zest.
All the strong masculine men, I want you ladies to take a look around. You may not like me, ladies. A lot of you ladies are listening. You may not like me. You may not like the way I talk. But at the end of the day, who do you want? A man like me who's going to stand what he says and say it outright, even if it's unpopular, somebody that says, yes, I am the bad guy? Or you want one of these soft, weak dudes who go with anything you say when the poop hits the fan? You see? That's the question you have to ask ourselves. And a lot of the more masculine black men, a lot of the black men that support Trump, they do so for a reason, because they're thinking logically. They're not emotional. They're not offended by the things he's doing. And they recognize at the end of the day, if it works out for everybody. Now, this is a little bit more Donald Trump speaking, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the broadcast. But this actually happened today. This is Donald Trump. I mean, he is giving the smackdown to the governor of Massachusetts. They're at a governor's convention. She's in the room. He's in the room. All the other governors there. I want you to hear what he says to her. Like, somebody type awkward in the chat room. Shout out to praying for
Maine here, the governor of Maine. Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state has a responsibility to comply with Title IX. They have an obligation, a legal obligation, and we'll be enforcing aggressively, and we're going to be protecting our citizens. We're going to protect.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Now that right there, to just check somebody on the spot, right? Don't we need some of that? Wait, he said, you gonna comply, because we're not gonna let these little girls, force these little girls to compete with these boys. Because see, at the end of the day, the question is, well, okay, They are fighting against Donald Trump, but what exactly is it that they're fighting for? They're fighting to bring the Fruit Loops back into women's sports. They're fighting to keep stealing your money. Okay, this is what they're fighting for, black folk. And black folks, they think that we're stupid. They think we don't actually peep game and see what's going on. Look, whether you voted for Trump or not, just sit back and enjoy this. If nothing else, enjoy the chaos, but also enjoy the benefit. Look, man, look, let's go ahead and start really digging into this. We're not going to be here long tonight, okay? But I definitely want to put a cap on everything I've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Look, fam, Black America is not mad at Trump, okay? And today, shout out to Cody Marshall. I'm going to read all my super chats and everything, but you know, right now, I'm just speaking on behalf of the voice of a community that is resilient, thoughtful, unapologetic, and aware of the complexities of our current political landscape. We see what's going on. We're not a stupid people, very intelligent people, okay? And the thing I want to address is been stirring in the air, especially with, this Doge thing and Elon Musk. And, Elon Musk is an easy person to pick on because he's rich. And, we hate the rich, of course, but we want to be rich, but we hate the rich. But he's a billionaire. They saying billionaire like it's some sort of criminal activity. Who wouldn't want to be a billionaire? Shout out to Praying for Alicia. We're not mad at Trump. We're not mad at his appointments. I'm glad Kash Patel is the FBI dude. He's got beef with the FBI. They came for him. And now they're gonna get gutted. I'm glad that little lady Pam Bundy out of Florida, the former attorney general. I'm glad she's the attorney general. She's a straight up, she's a dog when it comes to practicing law, putting people in jail. Years as a prosecutor, years as the AG of Florida. You see, and the thing is, I understand the politics being played. This is a chess game, all right, where players make moves that can be both strategic and opportunistic. We're not here to let our emotions dictate our responses. Instead, we're here to navigate the realities of our situation with clarity and purpose. See, it's interesting how the narrative shifts every time Trump does something aimed at the Black community. And I want y'all to peep this out. Okay? When he sets Black people free from unjust sentences, right? Or when he establishes a Black History Garden honoring our greats like Muhammad Ali, Dr. Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, W.B. Du Bois, it's labeled as pandering by many people in the Black community. But if he chooses to remain silent and inactive, he's suddenly racist. All right? The man basically sat in the White House and say, hey, we here to celebrate Black History Month. I think it was a couple of months ago. He said, hey, Black people built this country and they're just now getting credit for it. That's the type of acknowledgement we need. That's the same thing we've been saying. Okay? And that's what we want a president to say. We wish Barack Obama had said that. So if he remains silent or inactive, he's a racist. And then when he speaks up on it, right, he's pandering. And so this is a paradox that we need to unpack. Shout out to Cody Marshall. On one hand, we demand recognition for our contributions and struggles. We want our leaders to take tangible steps towards justice and equality. On the other hand, we often dismiss those efforts as mere political maneuvering. If it was Joe Biden up there saying that, y'all wouldn't have a problem with it, would you? Because he's okay. He's for the Democrats. But, at the end of the day, we miss the political maneuvering, you see? And what this does with Donald Trump and other leaders like him is a catch-22, especially someone like Trump. He can't win for losing. So what does this mean for us? It means we need to critically assess what's being presented to us. We're not here to simply follow party lines or be swayed by the color of a politician's skin or whether or not she got a good weave or not, okay? All right? We need to demand substance, integrity, and genuine engagement from our leaders, number one, regardless of their affiliation. That's the first thing, all right? But the other thing is we need to see stuff for what it is. We're not mad at Donald Trump. We're not mad because we recognize that our power lies in our ability to engage thoughtfully with the political process. We have a right to question and to critique and hold people accountable, but we also have a responsibility to acknowledge progress when we see it in our face, even if it's coming from unexpected places. Otherwise, we just be stupid. Shout out to Logical Truth. And the thing is, as we move forward, let's remember that our strength is in our unity and our capacity to think critically. Let's just celebrate the win, fam. Let's just celebrate the fact that Harriet Tubman is going to have a statue, that W.B. Du Bois, who most people don't even know who he is going to have a statue, that Kobe Bryant is going to have a statue and has been acknowledged for his greatness by a sitting president. Let's just acknowledge that. Can we just take that W and be happy? I don't see why we wouldn't. Because it was, if anybody else was getting something in the Rose Garden or whatever, we'll be mad that it wasn't us. We'll be saying we deserve more than that, wouldn't we? Let it be a Mexican, a Latino history month, and they put a bunch of photographs and videos and stuff like up of them. We'll be like, oh man, we've been here before. I mean, they're putting Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Billie Holiday. Some of y'all don't even know who Billie Holiday is, man. They're putting Coretta Scott King, not just Martin Luther King, they putting Coretta and Martin, statues of these people up there in the Rose Garden. Frederick Douglass, half y'all don't know who that is. And Booker T. Washington. Y'all just thought, oh, I went to Booker T. Washington. That's George Washington's son. You see what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and celebrate that as a win. You know what? I got to do this. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to take this point of personal privilege, but I have to. Because, see, I just had this conversation yesterday. I had an interview yesterday with a TV channel out of Kansas, state of Kansas. So apparently, and without my knowledge or understanding, my great-great-great-grandfather was one of the most influential and powerful and dynamic lawyers in Kansas. I didn't even know anything about him because the history of that man was lost to me. Because, you know, black folk, we don't make that necessarily a priority. Now, what if my great-great-great-granddaddy, and his name was George Washington Jones Sr., what if he had had a statue in the Rose Garden? How many other people would he have inspired? And let me show. I'm gonna make y'all. We gonna learn something. And I've been thinking about calling Brother Tariq Nasheed and seeing if I can get maybe something like a, I don't know. I guess that would be a space in his museum for Black law. This is my great-great-great-granddaddy right there. Okay, and I talked about this. His name was George Washington Jones. He was born April 15th, 1857, as a slave in Yellowbusha, Mississippi, and he died in 1907. He was the county attorney in Kansas City, first black man to become a county attorney, first attorney. And on top of that, he was one of the best attorneys in the country. Let me put this picture up there. He practiced law in Mississippi. He practiced law in federal court in Kansas. He went to a black college called Rusk College, which is a HBCU down in Mississippi. That's where he went. And on top of that, he was one of those. He also wrote in the newspaper. He spread the good word, kind of like Uncle D. He spread the good word and told black folk about the prosperous towns that they could go to and leave Mississippi and other places in the Deep South when we were leaving the South. And on top of that, he helped establish Hill City, Kansas, which is a free town for black people, you know, like Tulsa, Oklahoma and such. He helped establish Hill City, and that's where his law office was. He had white clients, black clients, brilliant man. You understand? This is my granddaddy right here. I think I got another picture of that's him right there. Look at that, man. I didn't know anything about this man. at all, because our history is dead. And it's going to be generations of people that come up behind us that don't know anything about Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks or anybody like that. But when you put a statue up, people ask questions. You understand what I'm saying, family? So let's go ahead and take this win. Look. We can recognize, we can take this win without holding Donald Trump accountable for his shortcomings, okay? Not today. Let's just go ahead and recognize when someone is trying to make a difference, even if we don't agree with their methods or motivations. So to brothers and sisters who are listening, I urge you, you heard all these other black people talking and listen, so you're not the only one out there. I just need you to think for yourself. I mean, the man is only going to be in office for one term. And so let's see what he does. Now, let's dig a little deeper. Okay? All right. Why these Democrat leaders, why are they so mad? Clearly, they are not just fired up for the American public. Clearly, it's got to be something else. It sounds personal to me. See, it's not just about Trump's reelection at all. And I think we all realize that. I've alluded that several times. Donald Trump presents a challenge to the status quo when Donald Trump threatens to investigate how these politicians have managed to accumulate millions of dollars in a relatively short amount of time. It raises legitimate questions that demands answers. Let's talk about some numbers. We've seen professional politicians like Nancy Pelosi, who first took office back in 1987. They've amassed a net worth. This woman she's worth almost $250 million. And my question is, how did that happen on a $150,000 a year salary? How does that happen? How does someone like Jasmine Crockett, who just entered into the public sphere a few years ago, end up being worth anywhere from $3 to $10 million with multiple properties throughout Houston and Dallas? It takes time. How does that math work? You see what I'm saying? These are the same people that have been so vocal and against Trump and Doge. That's the first thing they say. They don't care about Ukraine. They don't care about rainbow rights. They're not worried about nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And see, these are the same people who've been living on large off taxpayer dollars while pretending to fight for the so-called little guy. Right? Their salaries range from $174,000 to $400,000 a year, yet somehow their net worth is ballooned to tens of millions of dollars. It doesn't add up. Now, we spoke earlier about a young lady named Elon Omar. She was part of the squad with AOC. Okay? Elon Omar got elected in 2018. 2018. She is now worth, this woman is not even from the United States of America. You know how much she's worth? $83 million. Not $8.3 million. $83 million. I mean, what kind of contract did she get? She didn't play football. She wasn't shooting in the gym. This woman is a politician from a obscure little section of a northern state, and she's worth $83 million. Now, just by contrast, Chuck Schumer, who's been in office since 1998, which predates her almost 20 years, he's worth $75 million. That's a lot of money. Okay, but at least he could say, well, it took me, over 25 years to get it. This woman was able to amass $83 million in less than 7 years. Where do you think that money came from, family? Why do you think these people are out there looking for lawyers in D.C.? Why do you think that is? Elizabeth Warren. She's out there screaming and hollering what Trump. This woman was elected in 2012. And from 2012 to 2025, she managed to amass $73 million. Are we seeing a pattern here? Are we seeing a pattern? I'm seeing a pattern. I see something. I see some stealing going on. What about this cat Hakeem Jeffries? These are all the people that keep jumping out front. This dude was elected in 2013. He's worth $17 million. Where do y'all get this money from? They trying to Bernie Madoff the American public. You worth $17 million and you a congressman, sir? Cory Booker. He was previously the mayor of Newark. I ain't no money in Newark. I know that. Okay? He got elected to the Senate in 2013. This man is worth $14 million. All these people are millionaires, and they saying Jasmine Crockett is worth about $10 million, and she just got in office. I'm just saying, these are the same people who are crying foul over the investigation led by Doge into what they call waste, fraud, and corruption. But let's be real. What they mad about? They're mad because the spotlight is on them. They said hit dog holler. If you work $10 million, $10 million, and you're on a public servant salary, you better believe we're going to ask some questions. And Elon Musk has already said we need to audit these individual employees, because see, it's not just the politicians getting the money. Because see, some of these deep state people, they're the ones getting the money too. You got a good government job and you've been siphoning off the American taxpayers' money. My thing is, if you got nothing to hide, what are you worried about? See, the truth is the American people deserve transparency. And from those who claim it, especially from those who claim to serve us. And we have every right to demand an audit of their finances to see how deep the swamp really goes. This isn't a one-party thing. See, this is about holding our so-called leaders accountable, regardless of their political affiliation or their color. And we're not going to let you scream this is racism because you've been stealing money, and we want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes. See, this is about ensuring that those who wield power and influence and they do so with integrity and in service of the American people, not just for personal gain. All right, that's what we're trying to figure out. See, we're not mad at this investigation. I can speak on behalf of all Black people. We're not mad at this investigation, not at all. We're not mad at that, and nothing you can do can make us mad at that. We're not mad because we want to understand how the people who are supposed to represent us have managed to enrich themselves while so many of us are struggling to make ends meet. We're not mad because we refuse to be, we're not going to be silenced either. At this point, the Black American community, specifically the foundational Black American community, has embraced their power, and you see that manifest by us not utilizing our power and utilizing our time and energy fighting other people's fights. So there's some tough questions to come. Okay, that's what's happened. That's what the real problem is now. Basically, Donald Trump is about to run them pockets. Okay, that's the colloquial term is there's going to be a full audit and investigation, and he's coming for the money, and that's got a lot of people sweating. And they know what that means. That means they got a lot of explaining to do about how they got this money, how they got these properties, how their husbands got this money, how their wives got this money. Chelsea Clinton got $80 million sent to her NGO, and she's allegedly been feeding children in Africa. And if you break it down, it's basically they paid $1,100 a meal for these children in Africa. What children in Central Africa? How much? $1,100 a meal? But some kind of way, she ended up with 80 million. But the money was supposed to go to the children of Africa. And you spent 11, maybe what happened, you spent 11 cents on every meal and you pocketed the rest. Shout out to Giggles. Apparently that's what happened. You understand? And I think it's a kickback scheme going on. And it's all about to fall down. So they got a lot of explaining to do about how they got this money and who they got it from. And the truth is, we all know where the money came from. It came from the American taxpayers. They've been living large off our hard work while pretending to fight for us. And now, since Donald Trump has been playing the same old games that both parties usually play, now they're facing the real possibility of prosecution. See, they might end up in prison, you see, unless they're able to strike a deal. And the reality check that and they probably not going to be able to strike a deal because that man is coming for their throat. They try to unalive that man. They try to take his wealth. They try to put it in jail. They try to shame him. You see, they're not talking about them 37 felonies anymore. He's got 34 felonies. Well, you about to have 10, 11. Y'all talking about Trump got 34 felonies. Well, y'all about to have a few yourself. Now, here's the thing. I'm talking to my black folks. Here's the kicker, as they say. Black Americans do not care about a bunch of federal employees from the IRS or other federal agency being fired or laid off. We don't care. That's not our concern. Most of us been laid off. We might think we're going to get fired any day. We are not. We'll get over it. We're not jumping off any bridges because we lose our job. We're not jumping off any bridges because the rent is late. We're going to work with it. That's what we've been doing. We're not losing any sleep. And hey, let me tell you what else. We are not losing any sleep over any immigrants being rounded up and sent back to their country. You got to go back to Guatemala. I see your baby crying. All y'all can stay together. Y'all can go back together as a family. Go back together. El Salvador, Ghana, Nigeria, China. We are equal opportunity deporters over here. We sending everybody home. Okay? You go back to Cuba. It's beautiful. Go back to your culture. Shout out to Cody Mark. Going back to your superior culture. Have a blast. Okay? So these issues don't resonate with us the way they do for these other folk. That's just a smoke screen. We know what this is about. Right? Black people are not mad at this. And let me tell you something else. No matter how many doors you knock on or how many times you scream about democracy being under threat, about how he's a king or a dictator trying to take over, guess what? We're going to sit back. We're going to sip our tea and we're going to sip our wine and we're going to put our feet up because we are on break. We are hibernating. We are resting collectively. We've always realized that whether you're black or white or whatever color, right? We know that what comes along is benign neglect. You don't do what we say anyway. So it doesn't matter what we do. We got to fight like hell just to be treated like human beings. The reality is we're not going to get involved in these political battles. We're not coming to save somebody from this long since whooping that they deserve. We're going to let them handle it on their own. So when you talk about chaos and upheaval and dictators and stuff like that and threats to democracy, understand, for many of us, it's just another day. It's just another Tuesday. This is y'all little kickback system that y'all set up. It just so happened the one who's in office is now on the Republican side, and he about to let y'all have it. We're not about to throw ourselves in the fray, especially when we know it won't change our lives and our experiences. We're not mad at Donald Trump, right? We just choosing to observe. Most of these black people didn't even vote for Donald Trump. Any mad was done ahead of time when we went in there and voted in the booth. We black folks are taking a step back. I don't care how many black women, politicians you put out there front. We recognize that this fight these people are embroiled in is not our fight. We're going to be right here watching the carnage. Okay, we'll see what happens when the dust settles. We'll still be right here. Reclaiming our narrative and our power and our future. While these folk are busy worrying about what black people are doing, we're going to be minding our business. We're done being the pawns in the game that doesn't respect our voices and struggle. 92% of black people voted for Kamala Harris, and the rest of the world said, nah, we're going with Trump. Okay, cool, not me. I'm trying to, make sure that my taxes are low. So that's what I did. You understand? But the rest of these beautiful black people, they did what they had to do. And you got to respect them for that. Look, like I said, I'm not going to be here all night with this, baby. Uncle D ain't going to be here all night with this. We going to go on here. I got to get some more of those oatmeal cookies. Okay, that's what I got to do. But I want to take the time to thank you all and give a shout out to everybody who contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. And don't let these people rile y'all up. Don't let them put a black face in front of you to make you think, oh, well, that's the side I'm supposed to be on. No, it's not. You're supposed to be on your side. Okay? You are supposed to be on your side. You are supposed to be on the side of your best interest. Now, I want to take the opportunity to thank all the beautiful people who contribute to the Cash App. Let's see who we got here. We got Mr. Mario, Mr. Turner, and Miss Angie, and Mr. Tony. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your generosity. You are all MVPs. We got 27 super chats. Maybe we'll get up a little bit. You know what? First, before we leave, I got work to do, and I still got to talk to y'all for a minute. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need you all to hit that like button, okay? I need you guys to hit that like button, get the subscribers up real quick. I need you to do that now because I'm trying to get to 70. If I get another 900 subscribers, that puts me at 75,000. That's an amazing thing, okay? I know you guys have been watching all this stuff going on YouTube, bringing up Kevin Samuel's name and all that. I don't particularly want to get into that. I just want to do what I can do and focus on teaching you what I have to teach you. I never really got into relationships anyway. That wasn't really that's not why I was here. But you know, what I want you all to do is recognize that you know, it's a blessing to have brilliant people. And sometimes they come and they go. And when they're gone, they're gone. You see, you got to typically just let people rest. You see what I mean? So I don't really have too much to say about that. I see a lot of people in the comments and sections asking me, but you know, I just want to focus on trying to get Black folks together on the same page, because this is my legacy here. You see what I mean? Teaching us how to be insightful and thoughtful and logical in our deliberation and our politics. And I think that's why I'm at, family. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and keep moving on with that. But I see y'all would like to hear what Uncle D got to say. Uncle D ain't got nothing to say about that. You understand me? Uncle D is done with all that. I did all my fighting back when the brother passed away. God bless him. We wish him peace. But here's the thing. I want to give a big shout out to Curly Girl. Trump used to hang out with the melanated. Let's see what she said. Did y'all hit the subscribe button? No, that's what I need to know. Trump used to, I'm typing and talking at the same time. Uncle D can't do all that at the same time. That's why it sounds like this. Excuse me. I usually have secretaries doing this sort of stuff for me. But anyway, give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, bam. There we go. Okay, so now that being the case, big shout out to Trump. Trump used Curly Girl says Trump used to hang out with the melanated people. He knows we are about business and prosperous people. The government just needs to leave us alone and let us do what we do. He knows we are indigenous. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that super chat. Let's see who else we got. Alicia Ashby Johnson, thank you for the $2.99 super sticker. Randy Harris, welcome to the membership. Liliana, gifted Dennis Sperling Park. Thank you so much for the gift. Also, Jay, what? She ain't popping her neck and snapping. Y'all talking about Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, man, she's doing too much. She needs that sister girl routine is played out. Black women have become a lot more sophisticated. They're distancing themselves from that ghetto ratchet behavior, and that's what the sister doesn't understand. That was cool in the 2000s and the late 90s, but you can't have a woman with who's a Rhodes Scholar, who literally went to Rhodes College. That's not cool at all. That's just not acceptable. We need her to act in a very dignified manner and properly represent the class and grace and dignity that Black women should carry themselves with, especially in these prominent positions where they represent all black women. Okay, it's just not cool. We're moving out of that ghetto stage. But anyway, shout out to Black in the Day. Thank you for the membership. We got 27 super chats. Let's try to get me to 30 super chats. That'll put me at 3 more super chats. That'll be awesome. Hope y'all can get me there. Only if you learn something. If you didn't learn anything, you don't owe me anything. I got to try harder. Okay, if I didn't move you, you didn't learn anything, I ain't mad at you. Quantum Solace came through heavy. He said 5K came in handy. Hell, I can flip 5 bands to a quarter, sell options in tech, give me a damn money, give me my damn money. Yes, sir, man. We need that money. I don't know what Jasmine Crockett is talking about. That's what happened when you get rich. She like a rich rapper out there throwing money in the club. Like, this ain't nothing, but this ain't nothing. I'm out here. Yeah, but everybody else ain't got it like that. Shout out to Where's the Love. Thank you so much, Where's the Love. Also, Chelsea Clinton is worth 84 million, and the most of her time spent is in the UK in school. All that money being washed and laundered to shadow companies, and these politicians getting all this kickback. That's what it looks like. Let's see, a Pringles can with Vine. Thank you so much. The she heathens lost the DEI jobs. Winter's here. Yup. Okay. Quantum Solace T. The Most High Creator said in the scripture that He will expose everything once they have fulfilled their blessings. Prophecy slapping you in the face. The Most High Creator is using Trump to fulfill His will. Well, He controls both sides. Think about the history of the Bible. But God always used sinners and people with low moral character to do these wonderful things. You see what I mean? So whether you like Trump or not, you got to recognize what's happening. And the fact that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had those things to say about him so many years ago, and he's being proved right. You know, it's just an amazing occurrence. Winter's here now, but they aren't ready for the spring, where Section 8 EBT, Social Security, and Child Support is gone to the Blizzard King. Yeah, man, it's getting dry. Things are drying up. It's getting dry. We're gonna have to change our behaviors. Shout out to Joy Pleasant. Thank you so much. Stafford Crawford. Johnny Harris, RD, where are your cookies at? Yeah, I'm gonna go get me another one. Johnny Harris, 8 MFs and 10 Fs. Yeah, they were cussing on the videos tonight. Who else? Chris Reed. I think Elon Musk should be and the role because he's not the American leave American problems with Americans. I just don't trust a rich person with all personal information. Bro, man, look, man, you know, who would you rather trust? A poor person? You got these politicians coming in broke and they leaving rich. We tried trusting poor people. It didn't work. I'm just saying, let's try something new. But I respect your opinion, Chris. Thank you so much. Quantum Solace said, I'm waiting on checks and balances toward the DOD and the outside shadow companies. I have a feeling that they're going to gut the DOD as they should. As far as the SEC, I don't think that they have enough prison space. Man, yeah, they need to go after Securities Exchange Commission and the Department of Defense. That's what those acronyms meant. Wayne Solomon, I don't know why a lot of black folks feel the need to use consonants and curse words so much. It's beyond me, brother. Family friendly. Yeah, we keeping it family friendly. We got to watch the language. Quantum Solace, them people who's mad at Trump's checking in balances. But, and big shout out to Mr. Rodney. Thank you for the cash out. Let me get back to Quantum Solace. Them people who's mad at Trump's checks and balances, but are accepting of less government. These people remind me of the migrants flying their country flags, protesting not to go home. Straight silly. Yeah, does not make logical sense. We got 29 super chats, man. Y'all try to get me to 30. That'll be purdy. Anyway, praying for Elisha. As a woman, I likes my man with a lot of gangster in him. And Agent 47. He said Agent 47 got him voted my taxes. That's right, man. Vote your own interest. Shout out to Cody Marshall. Trump just done Nino Brown. Yeah, he really let the old girl have it. Look at this one more time. Look at that. I'll play it again. Look at that.
Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state has a responsibility to comply with Title IX. They have an obligation, a legal obligation, and we'll be enforcing aggressively, and we're going to be protecting our citizens. We're going to protect.
I mean, the man is straight up gangster with it, right? Shout out to Cody Marshall. Praying for Alicia. Trump sounds like my dad. Right, yeah, I mean, all men never bite this. Yeah, never bite their tongue. Yeah, that's right. Cody Marshall, I love to get my $5,000 tax refund, Trump. Thank you so much, man. That makes sense to me. The logical truth, he just fired a black 4-star chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff to be replaced by a 3-star white general. He is a stone cold right. Man, look, you can't say that. First of all, that guy was there with Biden. And I don't know if you remember how we got out of Iraq or Afghanistan, but it wasn't that cool, man. You're talking about the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. First of all, it's not always about black and white. Just because they hire somebody white and fire somebody black or vice versa. So if I have a white person working for me and then I fire him and hire a black person, does it automatically mean I'm racist against white people? You tripping, bro. You can't just lay that. That's too simple. You see what I mean? And just because you got 4 stars doesn't mean you are better at the task at hand. There's plenty of sergeants out there that can run a platoon better than the lieutenant because they have more experience, you see, or better than the captain because they have more experience. Gunny knows what's going on. Lieutenant might have just got out of college. The stars are political, but nothing can beat the actual experience. So just keep that in mind. Just keep open-minded with that, man. But thank you so much. Also, Giggle said Elon's companies have accepted $20 billion in taxpayers in form of contracts, tax breaks, and other subsidies. If you're going to report on politics or do research first, you're doing black people a disservice by reporting information. And I appreciate you saying that, Giggles. Thank you so much. Let me turn the music down so you can hear this. I want you to hear this clearly, Giggles. So those contracts that Elon Musk was awarded were awarded to him by Joe Biden. Somebody type Joe Biden in the chat room. Giggles. Joe Biden awarded those contracts to Elon Musk. There is a federal freeze right now, Giggles, which means no money is going out. Donald Trump's been in office 30 days. You understand what I'm saying? No money's going out, baby girl. Joe Biden awarded those contracts. Smoking Joe. So when you tell me I need to do my research, baby, you might need to look in the mirror, kitten. Might need to go and look in that mirror. Giggles. Are you giggling now? I'm just saying it's all love. But you gotta do the research yourself. You gotta not just believe, CNN and MSNBC. Yes, he was awarded some contracts by Joe Biden. You understand what I'm saying? By Joe Biden. Not by Donald Trump's administration. In fact, they've already said we have a conflict of law, a conflict provision in place by Joe Biden. Okay? Praise God. Let's get me to 30 super chats. We got 20. I know y'all learning something. Y'all didn't know that. I know Giggles didn't know that. But thank you for the $20, Giggles. You look cute too. Giggle. I'm a giggle too. Call me Chuckles. I'm just kidding. But yeah, just do your own research. I appreciate you, baby girl. But let's keep it moving. Cody Marshall. Remember when they was talking about Trump's taxes? Now the tables are turned, and now they crook. They right. Y'all got to give up y'all taxes now. We want to know where his money. We want to know where your money is. Shout out to you. Thank you, Lion Pride. It says Shabbat Shalom and stay strong. That's boy, you were rapping and rhyming. Shout out to Kay Willard. Appreciate you. Anyway, so shout out to everybody who contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. Let's not sugarcoat it, man. Fear is a powerful political tool, okay? And both parties use it. right? The Democrat Party in particular has learned lean on a historical, or should I say the historical reality of racism to keep black folk on the Democratic plantation. They don't need to persuade us with policies that offer tangible benefits. Instead, they really, they just talk about the looming threat of racism. They talk about oppression. And what that does is it keeps us from considering alternatives. And the strategy is really simple. Vote for us or the racists will come for you. That's it. And let's be real. The Republican Party isn't innocent either. They thrive on different types of fear. Shout out to Ben Cisco. Fear of crime, fear of losing national identity, fear of progressive change that might disrupt economic status quo. But for black people, the most obvious fear is weaponized against us is the fear of Donald Trump. And the question you have to ask yourself, is he racist? And does it even matter? I mean, let's just look, this question is what keeps coming up. Shout out to Hootsie. Democrats are fixated on Brandon Trump as a racist. They call him a Yahtzee. They say he's a white nationalist. And you got many black folks who find a reason to hate this man. They find they're doing their best, and anybody associated with him. Okay? And so you even have black folks who've internalized this without even asking any critical questions. Even if he is a racist, how does that material impact you and your wallet or us in our community? Let's be clear. Racism in America is systematic. And no single president, racist or not, is going to dismantle the centuries-old structures that uphold it. We've been talking about this for a few weeks now. Whether we talk about Jim Crow or redlining, GI Bill not being given to black men, hiring practices. Right, it's not going anywhere. The question you should be asking yourself, should our votes be based on personality and rhetoric or on policy and results? If we're going to hold Trump accountable for his policies, we should apply that same standard to the Democrats who've been running black major cities for decades with very little progress. Crime is rampant in Chicago. Crime is rampant in Detroit. Crime is rampant in Los Angeles. They can't even get the water hydrants to work. Not just the crime, but the poverty, the education system, all the communities are failing. Why is this not ever part of the problem or the conversation? And the thing we need to understand is that crime disproportionately affects black communities. And that's not a talking point. It's a statistical reality. Black people, particularly in urban areas, are more likely to be victims of violent crime than any other demographic, especially black women. Yet, there's this narrative that policing is inherently a threat to us rather than a necessary protection. Yes, they're corrupt cops, and violent police officers should be held accountable, but defunding the police or weakening law enforcement, that's political suicide. Okay? And the very communities that rely on law and order the most, ironically, right? Is us successful black people. The ones who drive BMWs and have 401ks. We got a lot to lose when the police get pulled back. In addition to that, you got single mothers who are raising their children in dangerous neighborhoods. Elderly couples who are worried about getting robbed. Now, I brought that up to talk about this. So Trump recently signed a executive order And what it did was it eliminated the database by the DOJ that tracks police misconduct. That doesn't mean that other individual states and private organizations don't have it. And yes, that does translate to less oversight on officers who abuse their power. But let's be 100 with this, fam. I just, let's be honest with each other. Think about what we're doing here. They're saying that this is a problem because this is going to allow police officers who brutalize black men. But what black men are we talking about? And I love all my brothers, but the brothers out there who got criminal records, who out there doing dirt and whatnot, you know who you are. I don't see a lot of black men with suits on and whatnot being beaten down and brutalized by the police. It's a lot of Pookie and Ray Rays out there doing dirt. And so you can't expect black men to come to run to the aid of Pookie and Ray Ray, who's been doing dirt and now he getting whooped on by the police. I'm just saying, black men in suits don't usually run from the police. And I'm not saying bad things don't happen to brothers. I'm not saying that. Whatever article of clothing you wear, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's very insulting. Shout out to Mr. Hunter 5150. One of the most insulting aspects of political discourse in the United States right now is the assumption that black people think alike, vote alike, and prioritize the same issues across the board. It's outdated, it's lazy, and frankly, I find it straight up disrespectful. See, for decades, the mainstream political narrative has centered on black people as a collective that primarily struggles with poverty, unemployment, and systematic discrimination. And that's not the full picture anymore. Black wealth is rising significantly. Shout out to Stacey Crawford. Black entrepreneurship is booming. More black families are moving into the middle class, upper middle class, or they're just straight up rich. And we're concerned with business taxes, real estate investment opportunities, and wealth preservation, more so than we are with civil rights marches. That was something from the 1960s. This is 25 years. This is 2025. We are damn near not even 50s, 75 years ago. We damn near 100 years removed from that. We were sharecroppers at that point. People were coming off the agrarian societies, moving to the big cities. We were poor people. Now we are not necessarily a poor people. Only about 20% of black people live in poverty. And the Democratic Party hadn't caught up with that shift. They're still talking to black people like it's 1960s, while Republicans have done a terrible job of outreach, assuming that simply not being Democrats is enough to attract black voters. Both of these parties are failing to truly engage with their Black America, with the Black America 2025. If politicians, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, actually want to win over black votes, they need to stop with the outdated narratives and the fear tactics. You see? What they need to focus on is economic empowerment. Black people want opportunities to build wealth, homes, and create generational financial stability. That means tax policies to benefit small businesses, investment, and black entrepreneurship. We want some sort of educational reform, and we don't like sending our children to failing schools. We find that to be a disgrace. School choice, charter schools, alternative schools, that's much better than a broken system. So why do we care about the education department? As far as the criminal justice reform, that's not just us. That's not just our problem. Black incarceration rate has gone down. The college entry rate has gone up. And why would black folk care about immigration policies anyway, when we foundational black America? We've been here. These are all the issues that are championed by the Democrats. Why would Black Americans, especially working class communities, be concerned about illegal immigrants who affect their jobs and compete for their wages being sent home? Why do we care about, look, man, Black folks are entrepreneurs, we're global investors, we're military veterans. We care about trade, we care about foreign affairs and national security. These politicians need to address that. Trying to sell us on being afraid of Donald Trump because he's a racist. We pretty much think a lot of white folk are racist. And we think a lot of Latinos are racist. We think a lot of Asians are racist. Hell, we think a lot of Africans practice intra-racial tribalism and hate towards Black Americans. Nevertheless, the bottom line is the Democrats assume that they have Black voters locked in because of history. They think they can scare us. They think that the Black voters are guaranteed blocked at any given time. But increasingly, we become independent. We'll focus on policy, and we're unwilling to be taken for granted. The game has changed. And so these politicians need to listen up. If you want our vote, stop trying to scare us. If you want us to side with you against Trump, is scaring us and telling us he's the boogeyman, is not going to work. And the truth is, we realize the only reason that you all are so frantic right now and throwing Black politicians out there is because Donald Trump is about to run your pockets and figure out how much money you stole from the American public. Nevertheless, God bless everybody out here in these YouTube streets, man. Big shout out to Hootsie. He said, Professor D, a little more for Matt Fee. Thank you so much. Also, Mr. Hunter, 5150. And also Stacy Crawford. As people, we've been through so much, so I'm okay with this shakeup. By the way, that 5K can help out the average household. Lastly, should I file my taxes or wait? I don't want to give you any advice, man. I was thinking about that myself, but we'll talk about that another time. This is Uncle D. I love you guys, and as I always say at this time, I'm out.
Dennis Sperling.
In the city where the lights don't sleep, Uncle D got the vibe so deep. Representing men strong and free. Dennis Sperling's the king of the spree. In the streets where the rhythm flows, Black men rising, that's how it goes. Uncle D got the truth to show. In his heart, that's where the fire glows. Late night tuning, light up the stream. Dennis Sperling, wisdom gleam. Voices whisper truth and insight. In his podcast, feel the light. Harmony in every word. Truth and laughter you've heard. Oh, that's all right. Wave after wave of smooth delight. Dennis brings the dark to light. That's the living, baby. Share the tales unfold. Stories born like morning gold. Feeling the wisdom and subscribing like time after time.
Black men, black men, black men. I want to salute you. Your incarceration rate is down. The education rate is up. We up. We went from, we are doing great for ourselves. So you should salute yourself. Shout out to all the brothers out there, whether you're a truck driver or an engineer, whether you're an electrician or garbage man, a doctor, a lawyer, if you a hard-working brother, if you fresh out the penitentiary, but you on your grind and you doing it legal and you trying to make amends for yourself, man, I salute you too, brothers. God bless you. This is Uncle D, and you know, I'm out.